Playful food. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where last we left off, all of you had agreed to follow Tegan into the Feywild, beckoned by the Archfey that he followed, Titania. You ventured through a portal into the Feywild, where Titania requested that you find a daughter of hers that had been taken by an agent of her sister into the more wintry part of the Feywild by the Queen of Air and Darkness, an agent of the Queen of Air and Darkness, and requested that you bring this lost daughter of hers back to her. You've accepted this quest. You've traversed across a number of the stranger parts of the Feywild and have encountered things that were not really there. You ate what seemed like, for instance, you ate what seemed like a basket full of berries, which, when you left the area, turned out to be pine cones. You thought you heard music, it turned out to be nothing. And Mary, who is Tuck's half-sister, has warned you that nothing is ever as it seems while within the Feywild. Right before the edge into the wintry lands, you were confronted by an old silver-maned elf, who you later discovered, upon inquiring about the test of might necessary to pass into the wintry lands, was actually an ancient copper dragon who was guarding the bridge. Thanks to some good rolls, mostly by me, i.e. Mary, you managed to pass the test of might, and after a quick reprieve, have begun to continue into the wintry lands beyond. As you venture into these wintry lands, there are no trees, none to be seen. It is simply snow and rock. The snow, at first, has fallen gently, and it feels like simply stepping into a winter's day anywhere else. But after perhaps an hour's travel, the wind begins to pick up, the snow begins to fall harder, and you begin to realize as the temperature drops that however long you have to travel will not be easy. Within the cold-filled hours that you traverse these wintry lands, we begin tonight by me asking you all, who do not have resistance or immunity to cold damage, to please roll for me. I believe it's I had it up. Where did it go? Constitution saving throw. All
Sorry,
right,
I'm working on it.
Okay. Tuck, you're not still attuned to the Ring of Warmth, are you?
No.
Okay. Tegan, you don't have cold resistance because of your fire sword, do you?
Nope.
Okay. So within this extreme cold weather, those of you who got less than a 10 gain 1 exhaustion. As a reminder, 1 exhaustion puts you at disadvantage on all ability checks.
Question.
Shoot.
Exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Full rest to clear? Or
Full
short
rest to clear.
Okay.
Full long rest clear.
Okay.
While you are traveling within the wintry lands beyond, some time goes by, and you begin to find a means throughout the mountain passes to try to shield yourself from the wind. After a few hours of travel, doing what you can to shield yourselves from the cold, covering up, you draw your cloaks and coats closer to your faces. You eventually stumble into a relatively open clearing that is shielded by a high, rock-curved, it kind of almost looks like a claw coming out of the snow. And underneath this stone curvature is what looks like perhaps an abandoned campsite of some sort. There are what appears to be flaps of some sort of skinned that make up some sort of crude-looking tents. There are maybe a few barrels that lie amongst the ruins there. There's even what looks like a fire pit with some dry wood still inside of it. The fire pit itself is currently out. There is no signs of life around this campsite at all.
I look for tracks.
Make a survival check. If there are any tracks, they're covered by the snow.
So the snow's falling that hard then?
Hard enough that if there were any tracks nearby, they've since been covered up.
Let's investigate
So what all-
the camp.
Yeah.
As you're looking around the campsite, you can see there's a total of what looks to be maybe 4 tents that seem to be in relatively good condition, although the skin that makes up the flap of the tent seems pretty well worn. There are barrels that look well worn that are kind of spread haphazardly around the camp. There's a few chests nearby that look like they're locked that look to be maybe foot lockers in each of the camps.
I'd like to investigate the fire.
Make a survival check.
I'm opening a chest.
Okay. As you open a chest, I need you to pick tent number 1, 2, 3, or 4 for me.
4.
Okay.
Pussy, you gotta roll. I'm just kidding.
No. Inside that footlocker, you see what appears to be maybe some dried meat of some kind. It looks to be salted, and next to it is what looks to be some sort of flagon.
Take the flagon.
It's filled with a liquid of some kind.
I take it to Kent. I ask you to identify it.
Who hands it to me?
Tegan, as you survey the fire pit, there are no signs that the fire itself has been lit, at least for some time, but it looks like that, based on your careful examination, your familiarity with campsites and surviving out in the wilderness, the last time this was used was maybe a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what they were burning.
Wood.
Oh, where did they find the... There is no trees in sight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Bless you.
thank you.
Elementary, my dear Watson. I guess there's more chests, you said, right?
There's a few footlockers scattered about the camp.
I'm just gonna go down the line opening them.
And I will handle
Isn't puts on his loot goggles and proceeds.
Okay. Kent, you said you were doing something?
Yeah, I was handing the whatever the liquid is to Dr. Connors because he's an
Okay.
alchemist.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, he hands you a flagon. There's some sort of liquid inside. Malik, as you move to the 3rd footlocker, you open it up. There is what appears to be a set of common clothes that look like they haven't been worn in a very long time. But
Like-
they are dry.
Like eerily clean or eerily tattered?
They're not tattered. They just look like they've been folded and kind of stuffed in there.
Okay. I guess I'll dig around the clothes. Is there anything else other than that in there?
Make a perception check. Digging around within the clothes, your hand sticks inside one of the pockets, and you pull out what appears to be some sort of watch or locket. The watch itself appears to be broken. The hand's not moving. But as you open it up, you do see there's a picture of what looks to be a beautiful elven woman, perhaps high elf. The picture looks old and worn.
I'll put it in my pocket for right now, and I'll move on to the next footlocker.
The second you close the footlocker's lid, you see staring back at you is a very angry-looking bear.
I back up and draw my weapons.
The bear begins to growl and approach. The rest of you hear the sound of Isn't drawing his weapons as he slowly backs up, and this bear begins to approach.
Where isn't in relation to us?
Let's say if the rest of you are sitting around a central campsite over here, you're next to Dr. Connors. Just kind of around here. Isn't would be about up here, and there's a bear right around there somewhere.
The bear is moving forward. Does he look like he's going to attack?
Well, as you're peering around, coming in from the other four corners,
That's a real beefy bear.
coming in from the other four corners near the other tents, come three more bears who are moving in.
Okay.
I would
Is that
Like
Smokey
the-
the bear? No.
I would like to use my innate abilities as a ranger to see what they want and how I can calm them down.
As you're peering closer at them, okay, it says you have an innate ability to communicate with beasts and they recognize you, kindred spirit. Through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to beasts in action and can relate its basic mood and intent. So,
That is correct.
RP it out a little bit for me. What is it you're trying to communicate to them?
Sure. Whoa there. Hey, we don't mean any trouble. We just we can be on our way. We're not trying to invade your land.
You hear a voice near the one near Isn't that says, "Then why are you in our camp?"
Oh, we fell upon this camp and realized it hadn't been used for several days. We thought whoever had been here had either moved on or died in the cold. We had no idea.
He cut off.
We had no idea it was yours.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage because Isn't has taken something from one of the footlockers.
I don't know that.
You don't know that, but they do.
How do they know that?
Because they
Well-
saw him do it.
They just saw me do it, yeah.
All right. Persuaded.
Yeah, if it was a DC 25.
The one next to Isn't looks into you very, very closely, and he says, he actually will shift. He watches the form begins to shift, and it turns into one not of a bear, but of an elf, though it's a very ragged, torn-looking elf. He has his fair share of scrapes and bruises. It looks probably about as beat up as Tuck does, and he hands his hand out. He says, "I would like that back, please."
I'll hand it back to him. I meant no disrespect about it.
He snatches it from you. The one over here says, "In my flagon."
Psst, Miles.
Oh, I did not realize you were referring to this. Yeah, here you are.
Still in
I
bear
didn't
form,
realize that the flagon was what I was holding.
he grabs in his bear claw, and he begins to kind of back up away from you. And the one next to you is...
I'll make my hands visible so he knows I'm not, like, trying to do it.
Sure. The one near Isn't says, "What are you doing in these lands?"
We're just here to search for a missing person.
"Many go missing out here."
I'm gonna resheath my weapons slowly.
It seems to relax him a little bit. He begins to allow you to back off a little bit more instead of being kind of right in your face.
Well, this
Prowl.
person who's missing is
Very dear to our druid companion.
exactly, and I don't think she's missing in these parts. We're just trying to get through them.
You'll be lucky not to get lost.
I wouldn't say I'd go amiss if we had a guide. Is there any chance I could talk you or any of your companions into getting us out of here so that we don't disturb your camp or others' camps?
Make a persuasion check. Again, we'll just do a straight persuasion check this time.
That was really close to being a 16, and it went on 3. That makes me mad.
The one near to you says, "You didn't leave a good impression here, and there's little food to go around." The one next to isn't says, "We would simply request that you leave. Your missing person is no business of ours."
I hand him a sack of 810 ball bearings. And I try to pass it off as a bag of coins.
Okay, RP this for me a little bit. How do you do this?
So I'll look at him and I'll say, "What if we were to make it worth your while?" And I don't like hand it to him, but I have the bag out in front of me and I kind of jingle it a little bit.
He says, "What's that?"
Coins.
Coin has little value to us out here. We need food, wood, shelter.
What kind of food can be had in these lands? Perhaps we can help.
Whatever you can find.
All right, but are you looking for plant life or an animal kill? Maybe we could share for. I want to know what you need.
We're not especially picky.
I look at your snake.
Look somewhere else.
I mean, do we have any extra food we could give them?
I don't know.
I ask the bag of many things bard we have.
He's not here.
I know he's not, but Killy has his character.
Will says, "We don't exactly keep food in there."
What if we were to give him a large jar of mayonnaise?
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Mayonnaise.
Tuck.
Can I try to make this look like some type of magic show and go observe and throw my hands in the air?
Well, you don't have the thing, but
I know. I'm standing in front of the
right,
person who
okay.
does, and I'm doing that like a magic show.
I'm holding it in front of me.
Yeah, Tuck's the one who actually has it.
Yep,
All right, so you pull out this. You'll pull out this jar. The one who's close to isn't will move forward a little bit and go, "What have you there?"
Do we have a container we can pour it into, anyone? Surely.
I have a water skin.
Surely there is a trunk or something we can.
Oh yeah. Do you guys have any extra bowls? I mean, it's not like you're using them right now. I say to the bears, the bear elves.
The one who's transformed into humanoid form will look at the one who's close to Mary and say, "Skoil, bring the barrel."
May I make a suggestion? Friar Tuck, aren't you also able to make honey with your
Oh yeah.
device there?
I don't know. I can. One guy.
Yeah, give them some honey. Give these bears some fucking honey.
Bears love honey.
He puts down this humanoid transformed elf who is covered, or looks like he's covered in fur, puts down this big old barrel right in front of you, Tuck.
So, do you guys want honey or mayonnaise?
Honey.
can only give you a gallon. It's all that we can
And if
produce.
we know not these foods.
Oh, you're gonna love it. All right, give him some honey.
Sure. Honey it is.
All right. You pop the top off of the alchemy jug, you say, honey. You hear as a gallon of honey begins to fill the jug. The remaining bears transform into their elven selves, and they begin to move closer to this, kind of circling around you, just cautiously enough, and they approach curiously.
And I pour out the honey into their barrel.
As you pour it out, one of the individual who appears to be the sort of lead elf will stick out his hand and to get some of it in his hand and just begin to kind of lick it off. He's really, really confused by the texture and everything, but as he does, he goes, "That's good. It's good!" He nods at his friends, and they all begin to kind of, rather than letting it all kind of pour into the barrel, they begin to stick out their hands curiously at first in order to gather just kind of a handful within them, and then to begin to kind of just sop it up and soak it in as if it's the sweetest thing they've had in who knows how long. As you finish pouring out the honey, the lead will kind of step forward and say, "Very well. Food. What is it you seek?"
Tegan, where is it we're going again? Anyone, where is it where we're going again?
Tegan?
After we get out of this.
Well, Mary's our guide.
No, I
Mary,
know.
where is it we're
Or
going
not.
again?
She says, "I know the general direction, but I don't know much about what's in the way."
But like, what's the end game? Where do we need to end up?
Out that way. And she points out to a it's kind of hard to see in the snow, but there's a set of mountains kind of way off in the distance.
Yeah, we need to go out that way. I tell the bears.
Hang on 1 second, guys. Crow, can you hear us?
Is it working?
Now it
Yep.
is.
There you are.
Yeah. Well, gotta love Discord.
Anything you're saying in the midst of all this, Tegan?
I was just saying that we were on our way to rescue a princess, and we believe she is north of these wintry Fey areas.
The elven bear individual leader will point to a hill that looks to be maybe a couple of hours travel based on how you're looking at it, depending on how good the snow is, and he will say, "By that hill live 4 old women who have lived in these lands longer than anybody nearby can remember. If you wish to survive out here, they would be your best bet."
Do we need Killy? I realize that the guys have fatigue, but does it look when you say a couple hours? Is it just a couple hours? It looks like a couple hours, or is it a couple hours like we're going to maybe get there, and like through snow and whatnot? Do we need the rest? Is what I'm saying.
You're going to be making your way through snow. Right now, you're kind of shielded by it within this campsite, but on the travel, the snow there's still kind of a small blizzard going on, and it's still pretty cold.
Okay. I just wanted to kind of have an idea. But they pointed us toward a hill, basically, yes?
They pointed you in the general direction of a hill.
I will step up and say, "What do you know about these 3?"
4. I misquoted, said 3 earlier. It's 4. He says, "They have lived in these lands longer than anyone knows." They are considered outcasts by both the Seelie and the Unseelie courts.
My good bears, is there anything that we need worry about other than the snow in these lands on our journey to that hill?
Beware the Queen of Air and Darkness.
I guess that's kind of pretty straightforward. She has darkness in her name, so will do.
I perk up. Queen of Air and Darkness, what do you know about her?
You are in her lands, boy. To spurn the Queen's wrath, the Winter Queen's wrath, is to call doom upon you here.
That's cool and all, but where do we find her?
Yeah, I was like, do you know where she may be located?
In the Unseelie courts. You cannot see her unless she wants you to see her.
Do you know of
you
a
would say-
way to garner such a audience with her?
Catch her attention. Why you would seek her is beyond me.
I'll just say I have my reasons. I just want to know, what's the best way of going about guarding her audience.
You are strange creatures. We have bartered food for information. The night is long, and we must prepare.
I will say thank you, and I suggest to the group, why don't we head up to the hill and talk to the ladies up there and see if we can get some more information.
Sounds like our only plan.
Let's do it.
Okay. Moving away from this campsite, you wander out into the cold. The sky begins to grow darker, and the weather itself does nothing to seem to kind of clear. Over this course of this travel, I will again ask you all to make another Constitution saving throw.
Why you gotta do me like this?
I will certainly do that. Killy, question.
Shoot.
I'm going to throw on the feathered cloak that I've had since the air cult was what I call it. Does that offer any kind of protection from said?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Second question. Are we just rolling con saves because it's difficult terrain or because it's cold?
Because it's extreme cold.
All right.
Tegan, you put a primordial ward on yourself. You don't have to make
Not
a
yet,
save.
not yet. I just clicked on to look, see
Oh, okay.
how long it lasted, because I couldn't read it in the other list. It only lasts a minute, looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just all in the spell, because a minute's probably not going to get me very far.
Nah. Not in this travel.
Yep. You said con save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just look. My rolls are good tonight. Excellent.
Okay. Those who got less than a 10 gain another
Actually,
point of
I'm going to
exhaustion.
burn a luck point and re-roll that.
Go for it.
Me too.
Okay.
Fuck me.
Wow. All right. Tuck. Glory.
Sorry, muted. But
Con save. Did you
I
roll?
did. Yep.
14. Okay, I see it.
14. Yeah.
All right, you're good. So, Kurt, you're a tropical creature that will certainly get to you. As the night falls and as the blizzard begins to get heavier, you do make your way to this hill, and towards the hill you do find within it is a cave. There's a bit of fire that is kind of emanating from it, and as you peer inside, you can see huddled around this fire are 4 haggard-looking women who appear to be quite old. They don't appear to be especially beautiful, as contrary to everything else pretty much in the Feywild. And you hear one of them say, "Oh, another tall night of order we have here. Ominous signs up out in the air. There's always ominous signs in the air. In her land."
I have no words.
I don't either.
I don't-
I will calmly, just very softly approach and say, "Good day, my ladies."
As you
Maybe
approach,
share your fire.
as you approach them, they turn around and look at you. As you get a better look at them, they have crooked teeth, long, wiry white hair. They are covered in these gray, snow-cloaked robes, and each of them are holding what appears to be a gray staff.
So, Tuck, which one did you say was your wife?
Killy, in my arcane studies, do I have any idea who these women could be?
Go ahead and make it just a general Arcana check or an Insight check, your choice.
Do Arcana.
There's a trace of arcane energy that you sense. As far as the nature of that energy, you're not sure just by looking at them.
Okay.
As I turn around and look at you, Tay, and the one will shout, "Nothing in these lands ever comes free, boy. We worked for this location. We can tell you where you can get supplies to survive if you wish. And why should we help you anyway? You have a look of one who does not belong here, any of you."
I'll reply as any information would be greatly appreciated. So thank you for telling us where we could get some supplies, and we're just travelers on a quest to find a missing person and return her home.
Lots of people go missing here. Very few ever return anywhere. Sister has a point. But if you are desperate enough in this cold, there is a hidden grove nearby, full of wood and animals to hunt.
That's okay. We'd rather just be on our way and get out of here. If you could point us towards the the exit to the.
Beware the cold, then. The nights get long.
If we provide something to help with the fire, could we sit around here for the night with you?
Have you any wood?
I have some robes that'll burn just as bright. I have the fire cultist robes. I'll offer to put in the fire. They came straight from a fire cultist, so perhaps they will burn a little better than most robes.
Make a persuasion check.
Nice.
Take your filthy robes out of here, you. What even are you? Is that so? I've never heard of one of those.
Well, I could certainly tell you all about me. Maybe trade my story for some time with you, and you can tell me some.
Killy, or not Kelly. I am going to reach into my backpack and pull out 4 wooden stakes and 4 torches, and I will offer to put those onto the fire. Would this work, my leggies?
So, taking out the torches and the stakes, they look kind of curiously in your direction. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. Oh wait, advantage. Hold on. Yeah.
There's better wood nearby.
I would gladly go and get the other wood, but my friends are already very cold.
That's not really our problem, is it?
I mean, I guess we could just start our own fire with blackjack and hookers over here.
I'm a little sad, Kent, that you don't have create bonfire as a cantrip.
Yes, because I thought of that one before we started the whole thing.
I have it on my mage or on my wizard. I literally walk around and just cast it everywhere.
I think our bard has the P spell that can make that fire.
Prestidigitation.
Yep, that's the one.
You can call sparks harmless sparks. I don't think it starts a fire.
Yeah, I like it.
I can instantly light a campfire.
Hey, how about that?
Doesn't create more wood though.
Yeah, but
Nope.
like, we can. I don't know. We can fuck.
Do
And
you
having
want us to
traveled
get you wood?
this, that would be appreciated if you want a warm place to stay.
Well, if we go get the wood, we can just go stay with the wood.
Good luck keeping a fire in this wind.
Okay. I have a friend who can instantly light a fire. Instantly. Right here.
And we also have a dome that keeps everything out.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. So if we leave, we aren't coming back. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Go fuck yourselves.
All right.
Onward we go, I
Some
guess.
solid role playing. Let's
Okay.
go.
You venture back out into the snow. Mary says, I'd rather not have to deal with their kind as it is anyway. Are we just continuing onward, trying to find a decent spot to rest?
Yes.
Any spot to rest, honestly.
This way. Hopefully we'll get lucky. You venture out.
Why do we need to be lucky?
You don't know. We don't know whether there's a warm spot or not.
We literally have a magical dome that's always warm inside. Anytime we want it.
You want to plop that down now?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we don't need to find a spot. We can just keep going until we get tired, and then we can sleep. We don't have to go find a spot to stay and make a fire. We can just do that.
Okay. You begin to venture onwards. How long do you want to keep going? At this point, it seems to be maybe nightfall. It's kind of hard to gauge time here.
Sure. I would like to keep going right up until the point someone goes, man, I think I'm about to get another roll check for exhaustion. And I'd be like, we should go to sleep. So that doesn't happen. Let's keep open communication about how we're feeling in this cold. And if any of us is like, I'm getting really exhausted, we can just stop right then and just go ahead and take.
It would be great if we could talk to each other without actually talking.
Right, that'd be really weird.
Hint.
If we.
Okay. Then I have to stop every hour to cast that.
Well, we don't have to do that. I mean, we're just right next to each other. We can just talk.
We're just walking in a giant group. It'll be fine.
I feel
As
as
you
though
continue
this cold, while it is a problem, would not be a problem for us level whatever we are adventure. We're pretty awesome.
You know,
Here's what I'll say. You continue onward into the snow. The wind is beginning to get really, really bad. You can either keep going, and I will make you make a check. You can make your ways enough away from the hillside. It's still within sight, but quite a ways out of walking distance. You can either keep going and make a check, or you can try to settle down in the middle of the wind and the snow.
Okay. What do you guys want to do? We can
already
just sleep
have-
here and get rid of our exhaustion, or we can keep going and try and get 2 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, but we could just get 2 levels of exhaustion and then rest,
And
and
then
then get
rest.
rid of both of them at once.
No.
Yes.
You only get rid of 1 level per rest.
Then we can rest twice. Problem solved.
I would just like to point out to those that don't think exhaustion is a big deal. I've nearly been killed by it.
Yeah, and the next level halves our speed. Let's just rest.
Alright, well, so we wander out a little bit further from the cave, Gilly, and I'm going to cast Leoman's tiny hut.
Okay. You cast Leoman's tiny hut. You all gather inside and try to rest.
It's kind of like
If-
stacking wood on a fire, but yeah, we can fit.
If not for nothing, we could just warm up so that the cold isn't so frigid, and then keep going. I don't know how often you can cast it, but like it would abate the cold enough for us to not be exhausted. Or we can just rest for 8 hours. It's up to you guys.
I can cast.
In order to actually get rid of the exhaustion, you'd have to have a full, long rest.
Absolutely. But to not get another level of exhaustion, we could warm up and rest for a moment, and the cold would not be so cold to us because we would warm up.
Here, well, let me.
Hence, not getting another level of exhaustion.
I say, hold on, and I will cast that. Okay.
All right, let's get.
It lasts for 8 hours.
So, who's keeping the first watch?
I will, because I'm not exhausted.
Okay. If you're keeping the first watch, you wait after about an hour. You can't help but notice that the snow is getting worse and worse, and beginning to pile around the invisible barrier that is the tiny hut. Quite a bit, in fact. And you get the sense that if you were to try to stay within this entire hut for a total of 8 hours, by the time it dissipated, you would be buried under quite a bit of snow.
Ooh, we'd be buried.
Hold on a second.
So, I'm going to shake our bard friend awake for just real quick,
He wakes
and
up.
I'm going to ask him if there's any way he can use prestidigitation just to clean this thing off.
Clean what of?
The dome. And I'll point at the dome and show that we're getting buried.
Trying to make him Green Lantern, a giant windshield wiper blade.
What's the other spell that isn't prestidigitation? Blah, blah, blah. There's like a second spell. Hold on.
He says he can only do that for 1 cubic foot. The Thleeman's tiny hut would be much bigger than that.
Yeah, but it's a cantrip, so we can just keep doing it.
The snow is piling up fast.
Like, too fast to do that?
Too fast to do that.
How deep we talking?
Like, if you 2 hours, this hut's going to be under snow. 8 hours, you're going to have inches of snow above your head. Possibly more than 2 feet.
I'll shake our wizard awake.
Hold on. 1 second. I need to look at something. The wizard wakes up.
And I'm going to ask if you have any way that if we were to get buried, could you get us out?
Pretty sure that I could. Don't know that everyone's going to enjoy that prospect.
Do share.
Well, my friend, I am the master of the magical arts. And I do possess a certain talent at lighting things on fire and demolishing things that might be cold.
Is that going to involve harm towards us?
Some of you.
I'm starting to think it might just be best to move on.
Okay, your call.
I'll shake the rest of the crew awake and say it's probably not best for us to chill here.
All right, the rest of you are woken up.
Okay.
Well, at least we're warm, am I right?
Onward.
All right, let's head out.
Okay. So you do not gain the benefits of a long rest, but I'll say that you do manage to get a little bit of reprieve to warm yourselves up, so you do not have to make a check.
Okay.
As you're making your way on through this weather, it is dark, it is abysmally cold, and it's starting to get to that point where it's almost about to affect you. But eventually, as you're traveling, you're lucky enough to find a large stone structure that kind of juts out against the wind, and you shield yourselves against the wind, but it's still really, really cold. As you kind of shield yourselves there, you look around the stone structure and the area around it, and as you do, you notice that there are 4 stone circular structures of some kind, one next to the other, and they're filled to the brim with snow. They kind of look like upside-down bells when you look at them. And peering at the stone cliffside that you're kind of shielding yourselves against, you see there is what appears to be a number of some sort of message that is inscribed into the cliffside of this mountain. Do any of you happen to speak Sylvan?
No, but Kent has comprehend
I
languages
do.
memorized.
I think I have it.
Oh shit, a language I don't know. Tap's head.
Okay,
I don't have it.
all right. Kent, you're casting comprehend languages.
Sure.
Okay. As the spell gets off, you read out the message. It says, "Let those who inhabit this white wonderland ring out an ode to joy."
Oh, if you say that out loud, I think we need to ring those bells.
Kelly, just to make sure it doesn't say with the ode to joy, it ends with a bang, right?
It does not say that, no.
Okay. Hopefully you guys know what movie
How
that's
high
from.
up are these bells?
They're about a chest level to you.
Oh, and how many? You said 3?
4.
4. Okay.
I'll grab hold of one and I'll say, "Someone grab the others."
I start gently singing, "Oh, the weather outside is frightful."
Ding, ding.
Will covers his ears. Isn't you walk up to one of these, again, they look like upside down bells. They're filled to the brim with snow, and there's just these 4 stone upside down bells that go up to about chest level with you.
So I want to try and clear out the center of snow and see if there's actually like the center ringer in the bell there.
As you begin to kind of scoop the snow out, are you trying to scoop all of it out, or just
No,
trying to see?
just in the center enough to see if there's actually a ringer in there.
There's no ringer in there, no.
Huh. Okay.
You said they're upside down?
Yeah, like a wine glass almost.
I gently tap one with my staff.
Thunk.
It's full of snow.
It's full of snow.
Keep digging.
Oh,
Okay, I will keep digging.
I got this. I'll pull out my potion of fire breathing and take a swig and start breathing fire over them as to melt the snow.
You're only melting 2 of them, or all of them?
What?
You're melting
Yeah,
all
I
of them.
wanted-
Okay, I thought you
I
said
wanna
2
melt
of
the
them.
snow.
Okay,
No,
you cut
no,
out there
yeah,
for a minute. So
Sorry.
Alright. You melt the snow in all of them. They are now filled with water. Well,
Can I now
one
tip?
of them's half filled with water because you dug out some of it.
Can I just like try to tip them? Like, do they rotate?
No.
I wonder how the hell do you still have that fucking potion after?
I don't know. I had 3 charges of it, so I only used 1.
So 3 of them are filled with water. 1 of them is half filled with water.
I take my
Well, I guess
staff
we
and
gotta
I
get the
tap
water
against.
out.
I take my staff and tap against it now because that should have changed the property.
Which one are you tapping your staff against?
One filled with water.
Dong. It's clear. It's crystal.
I kick a second one.
Which one?
The one that I'm standing in front of already.
Dong.
Number 4.
I lean over to our bard and I say, you know, you're filled with musical magic. How would you play this? And I'll walk over to the other one that's half melted and cast flaming hands in it.
Okay. That burns up with maybe a little bit of the water or helps to boil it. Will say, you know, I saw this interesting performance of a gnome bard in a tavern once who was playing some sort of interesting song using just wine glasses that were filled with different levels of wine.
Go on.
Well, the wine glasses produce different octaves depending on how filled they are.
Let's pretend I don't know what music is. You're gonna have to show me the theory of it, and you can
okay.
play them up.
So have you?
Hey, Miles knows. My hunter doesn't.
Yeah, I'm saying like my character's upset with you because he knows because he sits with wine glasses all the time and twiddles his finger around the wine glass. My character's actually trying to explain it to you.
His character explains it to your character,
That's fine.
presumably.
So, out of curiosity, then I'm asking Will this: would you think it'd be better to smack the bell, or to do what you would do with wine glasses and rub the rim?
He says,
Give it a rim job.
he laughs and he says, well, I think they're too sturdy to just kind of rim.
All right then.
Maybe,
Whack
maybe
it is.
So, do you have an idea of how we would play them then?
I'm gonna ask him if he knows Ode.
Killy, they're upside down. Is there a base to them?
There's a stone base that seems like it supports them. Yes.
The object that I read earlier, right, that said, playing Ode to Joy, creatures of this realm.
Mhm.
Is there anything on the base of the bells themselves which would indicate a oh frig, what is the word I'm looking for? A series of notes or like
How much to fill them?
or anything that might resemble like a sheet music
Make
okay.
Make a perception check.
All right.
Will, for your benefit, you're in a wintry covered land. It's been really abysmally cold. And you are in front of this stone cliffside. The message says, let those who inhabit this wintry land ring out winterly wonderland ring out an ode to joy. There are these 4 stone structures that look like upside down bells. They are filled. They used to be snow, but now with water, your compatriots melted the snow. 3 of them are filled with water. 1 of them is half filled with water. Kent, as you're kind of looking around at these stone structures, you look at the one that's half filled with water, and you notice that there are these 4 indented rings within that bell, going from the center of the bell all the way out to just below the very tip of it.
This is on the inside. This is on the outside or the inside?
Inside of the curvature of the bell, like a measuring cup.
Oh, it's the 4 indentations of how far they should be filled.
Well, um, let's. I'm going to, knowing that that is there now, I'm going to look at the other bells and see if they have those as well.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say then, going down the line, we'll fill each bell up to from lowest filled to most filled from left to right.
Okay. You empty out the water using your hands or a cup or whatever, and you have 4 bells from left to right, going from having the least filled water to the most filled water based on the indentations within the bells themselves.
I'll ask Will if he knows how to play Ode to Joy.
Does Will know how to play Ode to Joy? Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Make a history check. It's okay. You're familiar enough with the song to know the basic notes.
And assuming that the closest to the bottom, or the more filled with water the bell is, the lower the note that will ring when struck.
Correct.
I try to work with the others to arrange the water in them so that they give the 4, I guess, opening notes.
Mhm.
There are 4 bells.
Yep.
If I might ask, what's the notation on my token? That one, the level
You
of
are
exhaustion.
Yep.
Okay.
From the extreme cold.
Ah, I see. If it's all the same, if you'll allow it, since you allowed it in reverse, I'll use prestidigitation to heat my armor in order to stave off the effects of the exhaustion.
Okay. What I will do, it is extremely cold. Way, very much so, like middle of Antarctica. I will allow you, if you want, to repeat the Constitution save and just basically roll with advantage from earlier.
Okay.
Now you're still cold.
Very good. No, I appreciate the advantage. That's
Okay.
nice. Thanks.
So,
all right. So once they're filled with what I think are the proper notes, do we have? Is there something like a rod or a something to peel the bells?
I point at Tuck.
You know what? Let's all just stand by a bell. Because we need to hit them not only the right notes, but in the right measure too. So, it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's do 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 do. So, we'll practice with them without hitting the bells as to what the tempo is of the 4 notes,
okay.
and then we'll each hit our note.
Okay. So, standing in front of your respective bells, dung 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 dung. You hear a faint shimmer next to the stone cliff bayou, and you see what wasn't there before was what looks to be some sort of cave. It descends downward, and you are suddenly blasted with warm air coming out of this cave as this magic door seems to just disappear.
And I'm sorry, what are we here for? What was the whole point?
We're still looking for the druid's sister.
Princess. Archfey princess.
Archfey princess, sorry.
All right, and why is it important that we find her again? I'm just trying to remember and failing.
Because we all agreed to help him out on his quest that he was
given. I'm down. I'm absolutely. That really helping Tegan is all the reason that Will needs. I was just curious myself as to.
I wasn't saying it with it. I wasn't trying to convey it with like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm trying to convey we were trying to rescue the summer court princess that Tegan agreed to try to help.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so we've been traveling and having these trials, and I guess this is just the latest trial.
mostly yes.
Okay. And it's led to a cave. Okay, very good.
It's led to a cave. After playing the opening 4 notes, this magical door has faded, and there is now this cave that you're blasted with warm air as this magic door fades.
I'll
Yes,
peer inside.
It descends down a little ways into darkness.
Let's go.
Onward.
Yeah.
Okay, you've entered down. The magic door seems to shift a little bit behind you. You can actually peer outside into the cold beyond, and you can even stick your hand out. But looking at the door from the other side, it looks like it almost seems to have formed back up, and maybe it's just some sort of very, very elaborate illusion. But as you descend down into this cave, contrary to the rest of the area you've been at, the area inside this cave is actually warm and temperate. It's the first real reprieve you've gotten from the cold outside in the better part of the last few hours. But as you descend down, it opens up to a large central area, and as you enter into the central area, you see there are 4 baskets on the side of the cave wall. One of them is filled with yellow berries, one of them is filled with green berries, one of them is filled with blueberries, and one of them is filled with red berries. On the other side of this central clearing is a skeleton of what looks to be, you guess, maybe some sort of bard. He has a feather cap on. The feather looks like it's very faded and worn, and he is holding a flute in one hand. The cavern itself has an occasional dripping noise, like it's dripping with water, and there is some faint sort of moss or greenery that is kind of glowing around the area.
Is the cave dark?
It's dark, yeah.
Can I inspect these berries? You said them quickly, but I didn't hear all of them, and I'd like to see what they're.
Sure. So there's 4 baskets, look like maybe wicker baskets, that are filled with different colored berries: red, blue, green, and yellow.
So I'll pull out the flame tongue and say Lumious so our mage can actually see.
Okay. Can't you get a good look of this central cavern and see everything that I've just described?
How far away is the bard? The skeleton, rather?
The central clearing in the center part of this cavern is maybe about 50 feet across the entire way, with some variation. The bard looks like he is directly opposite of the berries.
Does it look any sense as to what killed him? Is there
Make a
like
medicine check.
something running through his body, like he was fell from a great height or something? I don't know.
Medicine check. That's
Medicine.
perception. I need medicine.
Oh, medicine. Sorry.
You don't know.
Any obvious danger between me and the?
Not that you see.
All right, I'll slowly and carefully, alertly walk towards him, minding my feet and my surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So, having an odd feeling about this room, and just knowing that dangers come with rooms like these from my experiences, can I check for traps?
I'll save you the check. You don't detect any traps.
Okay.
Are any of these berries poisonous?
Make a survival check. You have no
Miles.
idea.
All right.
So we see a central chamber. Correct?
Isn't you have no idea. Mm-hmm.
And we see what we can only presume to be a dead bard, given by his flagrant dress, and they uses a flute.
Mm-hmm.
And has a feather in his cap.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the floors or the walls, like where are the baskets spread around? Like if you could just ping for me.
Sure. So, imagine, if you will, the central area of this cavern, rough shape, kind of like this. Your 4 baskets are kind of hanging along the wall over here, and the dead bard, is probably somewhere over by that X.
what's the wall look like over here?
Like rock.
Nothing on the wall. No.
There's some greenery of some kind, or maybe some moss.
I'd like to try to wipe away the moss.
It comes across. It wipes away pretty handily. It feels wet in your hand.
But nothing behind the moss on the wall or anything like that.
Not that you see.
Kelly, how wide is this cavern? Or
About
is
50
your
feet
drawing-
across.
50
No, my
feet?
drawing's not exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I was to stand like right here, would I be within 30 feet of all the walls?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Wand of Secrets. See if there's anything around.
You detect nothing.
Okay. I'll let the team know.
Well, I will say the Wand of Secrets would maybe pick up the magic door that you pass by, but otherwise it doesn't detect anything.
The one behind us, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing on the floor, nothing on the ceilings. Other
Not
than
that you see.
moss.
I want his hat.
You take the hat.
Well,
I
wait
put
a
it on
minute.
my head.
Wait a minute.
Finders keepers. I stroll off.
No. Come on. Will was checking him out. He was going to do an inspection of the body and the hat and everything else.
Well, you can expect it while it's on my head.
You just kind of stepped all over that.
Isn't you feel something hard in the hat as you put it on your head?
Giant
I'll,
cock.
I'll like tip my head down to make sure whatever hit my head is still in the hat, and then take the hat off.
A dead rat falls from the top of your head.
I put the hat back on.
Done.
Hold on.
What does the skeleton have anything else on him?
His flute.
I'll check that out, and I'm going. And he doesn't have any other clothing, any other like a bag or something.
Not that you see.
Check the flute. How good? How well made is the flute?
The flute looks like it's fairly well made, elven craftsmanship. It actually does not look too tattered or worn or anything.
What does it look? What is it made out of?
Oh hell, I don't know.
Okay, it's unimportant. I mean, if it's a minor detail, I'll just put it away to study later when we have more time.
Maybe some sort of wood. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to cast See Invisibility.
You don't see anything.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to wander up and pick a berry out of one of the baskets.
What color?
You said yellow.
Red, blue, green, yellow.
Red, blue, green, yellow. I like blue.
Okay. You pick up a blueberry. It feels like a blueberry.
I'm going to just cautiously squish the blueberry.
Bits of juices begin to kind of run down the sides of your fingers.
It's filled with acid. Wah, wah, wah.
I'm
No.
going to call Nagini over.
No, you can put it in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Feed me, baby. Mm.
Okay. No, with that, Kent goes and shoves a handful of blueberries into
A
Dr. Connor's
handful
mouth.
of a few, maybe.
Wow.
You will shove them in one at a time, slowly. Yeah, I'll eat a few of whatever one he described. I don't know what color it was.
You're gonna eat some of the blueberries?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Eating just one as you put it in your mouth, it tastes good. It tastes sweet. As you swallow it down, you instantly feel full. Like you just had a great meal.
Like sensu bean full or fake full? Like, are we talking dietary aid or magical healing effect?
Dietary aid.
This is
You
the
feel
GNC.
Yeah, right.
I need to know if this is marketable.
You feel full. Just after one berry, you feel full. You feel satisfied.
Kent
All right,
goes
I
over
can
and
feel
grabs a
full
yellow
after some
berry.
ice cream, but do I feel like energized? Is it a good full?
It feels like a good full.
God damn, guys, I feel like a good full right now.
You still have a handful of berries in your hand. Can't you grab a yellow berry?
I grab a yellow berry.
To be fair,
Okay.
I never had any berries. Kent was feeding them to me.
All right, you grab a yellow berry.
I pick up a yellow berry. I say, try this one, Dr. Connors.
Yes, sir. I open my mouth and put my hands behind my back.
You're just shoving it in his mouth then?
I toss it in.
Yeah,
He can-
slowly.
Okay. You chew on it, you swallow it. It has a bit of a sour taste to it, and I need to roll a D100 for me.
Wow.
Okay. As soon as you swallow the berry, it has a bit of a sour taste to it. Can't you watch as Kurt just fades from view? You still have your see invisibility spell on, and you can see Kurt. The rest of you can't.
I'm sitting there like, well, that didn't do anything.
But you can see me.
I will
That's why I said that didn't do
say,
anything.
Oh, right, okay.
where'd he go?
What the fuck are you talking about? He's right here.
I'm
Yeah, give me another
right
berry.
where?
That one didn't do anything.
He ain't here.
I'm gonna walk in his direction with hands out.
Well, you
Oh,
still have
shit,
this flute in your hand
I
as
can
this is all
probably-
going on.
I can probably see that I'm invisible if I look down. I don't have to see invisibility. Ah, I'm invisible! Perhaps this is permanent. We have to get out of here.
Will, you still have this flute in your hand. You hear this commotion going on behind you.
I have panties to raid.
I've got a bathroom to sleep. Whatever.
Yeah. Will's just watching this all happen. He's got. He's putting the flute away. Just he'll look at it when he's got some time.
Okay.
I'm going to hand him another yellow berry.
I'll be
I mean,
doubly invisible.
He just rolled a D100 and turn invisible. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna make him do something
Yeah, hey,
else.
give
I
me a
don't
different
know.
berry.
I
me a
don't
different
know that he rolled a D100 now, do I?
Well, now I want to be invisible because I'm the sneaky motherfucker, and I'm gonna take a berry.
Oh,
Okay, roll
this
D100.
would be interesting. Which one are you taking? Yellow?
Hope you get poisoned and
Yellow.
die.
71.
Okay. You don't turn invisible, but you do feel resistant.
Guys, I'm not invisible.
We can see that.
Neither's he.
Like, resistant how? Like I could take on the world like Superman or what?
You feel like the cold doesn't bother you anyway.
All right, fucking Elsa, get out of the way.
I
Give me
break
another
into
berry,
song.
Kent.
Isn't breaks into song.
I'm going to grab a red berry. And I'm going to say,
Okay.
Dr. Connors, try this one.
Sure.
By the
Already
way,
put
you
it in
like
my
how
mouth.
scientific I'm approaching this? I'm just feeding you different color berries because I'm not trying them.
Very scientific.
Okay, I give you a red berry.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you eating the red berry?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay. You eat the red berry, and it does feel sweet going down.
Please describe to me how something feels sweet going down. Feels sweet.
Like a sweet strawberry.
Okay.
Congratulations. Now you have
that one was
cancer.
pretty good, actually.
So we've done red, yellow, blue, and what was the other one?
Green.
Green. Dr. Connors, I've given you many different berries. Are you sure you want to try this one?
I'm not sure of anything. Put it in my mouth.
I grab the green berry. I flick it into his mouth.
Okay. You eat the green berry. The green berry tastes very bland.
Fucking nasty. I hate bland. Alright, guys. I'll describe the berries to everyone and let them know the different taste qualities and that the blue one was the best.
Um,
Hey, I have a question. You said there was moss in here or something?
Yep.
I'm going to speak to that moss real quick and just ask them if they know anything about these berries. Since, they live in the cave where the berries are.
So I would imagine that without context, me having no idea you can do this, you walk to the fucking wall and start talking to it.
Yep.
And I'm
I'll-
standing there baffled looking at you.
I'll lean over and say, I don't think that green berry was very good.
So the plants speak back. The moss speaks back.
My name is the Lorax, and I speak for the moss.
What do you want to know, dude?
Yeah, can you tell me about these berries and, like, where they came from or what they do?
The moss
The
is actually
bear-
Snoop Dogg.
The berries are like always here, man.
Oh, yeah? Like, but where did they come from?
Oh, dude, I don't know. But you probably shouldn't have eaten all of them, man.
Why? Why's that?
What do you think happened to that fellow over there?
He looks like a solo explorer. He probably just died out of stupidity.
Yeah, man. Stupidity, ha.
Hey, you better watch it, Moth.
Like, what are you gonna do, dude?
Bitch, you don't know me. Anyways, Moth, I hope you have a good day, and thanks for no help, but like it was a good talk.
Like, rest easy, man.
I guess we should begin to see if we can make our way back out. Before we go, I'm going to grab 4 yellow berries.
Okay.
And I'm going to mark that down that.
Yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay, everyone, if you're hungry, take 1 blue berry and put it in your mouth, and
Sure, I'll eat a blueberry.
Mary uncorks a flask and says, I'm good, man. All right. Tegan, you eat a blueberry, you feel full, you feel energized.
I'll eat a blueberry.
Another one?
You said Taggin.
Tegan. I'm sorry. Tegan didn't say. You took a blueberry. My bad. Okay, you feel fine. You feel full.
Cool.
I'll do the same. I'll take a blueberry and eat it.
You feel full. You feel energized.
And like Ken, I'll take a handful of the. I'll take 5 yellow berries and stick them in my pocket for later.
Okay.
Now I'll look over our bar. Have you found out anything about our friend over there?
No, actually, very little. He is a skeleton. I guess that's a good question to ask. Does a skeleton look elvish or human? Or
Based on the
no.
bone structure, probably elvish.
So I'll say he's probably elvish. His flute was elvish. The thief can tell you about the hat.
It's a nice hat.
makes you look fat.
I will
I'll look
say,
at you again. It's a nice
You
hat.
can't see me, bitch! I'm invisible! You look nowhere!
You just have a fucking handful of berries. I'm sure I can find where you are.
As Dr. Connors is saying this, he goes, You can't see me! Dr. Connors, your stomach's feeling a little queasy.
Oh, do I feel as though I've been poisoned?
And on that note, I'm backing up.
Gilly?
You maybe. It's hard to say.
It would be really easy to say since I'm immune to all poison. So maybe something other than that is going on, or perhaps I don't feel anything at all.
Oh, it ain't poison.
Okay, That's the answer I was looking for. Hey guys, I am not poisoned, but I did not need to eat that many berries.
Um,
Dr.
Swear to God.
Connors, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. Okay. Well done. You feel like you're about to hurl, and then you just kind of stand up and you shake it off.
I've had worse.
I can't believe there's nothing else in this room.
Mary will say, well, if you want to reprieve from the cold for the night, this would be the best place to do it, I think.
I'm gonna take a closer look at the skeleton, because, like, I feel there's gotta be more than him just chilling in here.
Okay, make a medicine check. It's hard to say. There's nothing to suggest how it is he would have died.
So, like, there's no markings on the bones, no teeth marks.
Oh,
no
I can help.
sword
The
marks.
moss told me that he ate berries and died from the berries.
Did they say what kind of berry?
Yeah, they were pretty unhelpful in that regard, even though it's a level 3 spell. But they did say don't eat the berries, or don't eat too many berries unless you.
While everyone's looking about whatnot, since we don't seem to be doing much, we'll actually pull out the flute and give it a test. How does it sound?
Muted.
Muted. Is there something stuffed inside of it?
There is. It looks to be some sort of message.
Oh, what does it say?
Jenna Flutus.
Explosive runes. To rest.
It says that.
Why would anyone pick an unripe berry? Okay.
All right, well, that guy ate some green ones. Perhaps we should not eat the green ones. But why would anyone eat an unripe berry?
I guess the bigger question is why would anybody eat berries that are just sitting on the pile that we don't know who left them?
I would. That too.
Unripe. Why would you pick an unripe berry? Will's going to take one of the yellow berries and squeeze it. It's open it. Is there a pit in it? These berries have pits? Are there seeds inside?
Not that you see, actually, which is weird for a berry. In fact, as the juices drip down your finger, they seem to change in color. It starts as yellow, then it shifts to gold, then green, then blue, then purple, and then it just kind of fades to black.
Huh. Okay. No seeds.
Well, I'm going to set up my bedroll, and I'm going to settle down to rest. And I'm going to pull out. Let me just see here real fast. Pull out one of my rations, and I'm going to eat that. And I'm going to go to sleep if you guys don't mind watching out for me.
Yeah, Will is going to take advantage to take a rest as well, but he's going to take one of the yellow, and he's actually going to take one of each berry
Mhm.
and bury it as if he was planting it. And that's it. Then he'll actually spend some time trying the flute out, playing different melodies that he knows on it.
Okay.
Um,
The flute actually seems to be a little, for the most part, pretty much in tune. Yeah, and it's seems to be pretty well made, pretty crystal clear.
all right. And then he'll take a watch if a watch is necessary. But other than that, I'm just going to take a rest. What I presume will be a out of game a long rest.
Well, we all are tired, guys.
I will sit on the floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over here, kind of in the corner, and just sit down.
Okay. While you spread out and take your long rest, I'll say it goes by with no issue, so you can get rid of all your respective exhaustion. I can
You know what?
probably do
Better
that.
yet, that guy's not using that chair. I'm just gonna pick up a skeleton, lay it beside the chair, and take the chair for myself.
There's no chair there.
Oh, I thought there was a chair he was sitting in. Damn.
No, he's sitting on the cave floor.
Now I'm sad.
Okay, so you gain the benefits of a long rest. As you wake up, you notice that the wicker baskets with the berries are completely filled up, despite what you've already taken from them.
Fair enough.
Cool. I noticed that the 18 berries we ate are now replenished.
Perhaps we should begin traveling again.
I'd like to spend the long rest, part of the long rest, I guess, during my watch at least, getting to know Tuck's sister a little bit. That's all. She seems like a good fighter and a good friend.
She says, "What do you want to know?"
Nothing. I mean, nothing offhand. I just want to talk with her. Small. Whatever she wants to tell me. But that's it.
She says, "I don't know.
All right.
What do you want to know?"
Well spoken.
Much like Tuck, she's not much of a talker.
That's fine. I respect that. Not everyone wants to talk all the time.
You guys talk enough for the both of us.
Hmm. All right, we can move along.
Okay.
All right. So, everybody ready? And we
tally ho.
head back up the steps and see if we can get our bearings out in the snow as to which way to head.
Okay. Getting back out, the day, whatever constitutes the day, seems like it has reappeared, and the snowfall is a little bit more gentle than it was. It doesn't look like it's quite as bad. You wander out, again, making your way towards the general direction of this mountain that is looming closer and closer, and after the better part of maybe about half a day's travel, you get close to a few miles just shy of what appears to be some sort of mountain pass. And as you get closer and closer towards that pass, you hear what sounds like thunderous footsteps across the snow. And moving out from behind a hill, you see a large individual, easily twice the size of the rest of you, with what appear to be wings made out of ice. He has pale white skin, and he has drawn a dark steel greatsword.
Is he running towards us?
It looks like he's just kind of moving about. He moves out from a hill kind of in front of the rest of you, and as he kind of moves out and looks around, you see as this large ice-winged creature just kind of stares back at you. It looks almost like a giant if it weren't for the wings.
Anything we can help you with, sir?
What are you doing in these lands?
Trying to leave, in all honesty.
A wise decision.
We were searching. We were searching for my friend Tegan's here. Is on a quest to find the missing person.
Many go missing in these lands.
So
That's
the
what
bear
we've
people
heard.
told us.
Yeah, and everyone really.
He says, I would not linger in these lands. I can show you the way home.
Home or to where we need to go?
Home. Where
That's
you
not
should
what we're here
go.
for.
Yeah.
I'm
you can
sorry.
get
What are you, my dad? Like I need to go home? If I might ask, what are you doing here?
Keeping idiots out.
Oh well, good luck with that. See ya.
He puts his big sword right in front of him.
Ah, and there it is. Will says as he slowly backs away. Says,
Are you
You clear-
overcompensating for something?
You are fools to rush at me so hastily.
rush at you?
We're
What?
trying to walk past you.
Wow, I think someone's overly sensitive. Sounds like a personal problem.
You'll die quickly.
I don't.
That's what my.
How did this fight even begin?
Maybe you are my dad. He said the same thing.
I feel like you're really forcing us into a fight here. Who or whatever you are, we're just traveling, bruh.
Roll initiative.
Killy hasn't got to roll a single attack all night.
Well, you spent the opening insulting this character.
Oh shit! I forgot to click on me first. Fuck.
Okay, so who needs to be added in? Can't you
Me. Me, yeah.
Could you imagine poking fun at a giant winged beast? Only to have it be upset with you.
I can imagine that our bard just did that.
No need to imagine.
Okay, so there we go. Isn't you're up first?
So I'm actually going to hold my action till the end of the round.
Oh, I did roll initiative. There it is. Okay. All right, you're holding initiative. You're holding your action then. Actually, he's going to go before Will. Oops. All right, so you're holding your action. Kurt, what do you do?
I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on him, and I'll link it this time so it doesn't get.
Thank you.
I've put Hunter's Mark on him, and I'm going to hold my bow's attack until my snake is in range to help me.
Okay. It's Kaz's turn.
Kaz's going to move up here, at which time I'll attack with my bow.
Mm-hmm. All right. 24 does hit.
Hey, Kill. Did you move your mic away from your face?
It may have gotten moved a little bit. Was I really soft there?
Yeah. A little bit
You're
quiet.
still.
I haven't changed anything. Hang on. How about now?
You're good.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
He needs to roll a con save.
Okay. And then the 19.
All right,
You'll
so
take
16 piercing, 4 physical, 14 piercing, and 5.
You will take half damage from the snakes on the
Right.
piercing, on both the
So-
poison.
On the
He is
piercing and the poison, is that what you said?
He is resistant to non-magical attacks.
All right.
The snake
well,
does not have magical attacks under the revised ranger.
That's fine. Snake will attack again and miss. All right.
Okay.
I'm done.
And then you hit with the Hunter's
Actually-
Mark, which
Yeah,
is the
Hunter's
4
Mark
points
for
of
4.
damage. And the 16 was the Shark, and that is magical. So, okay. Kent, you're up.
Kent's casting Mage Armor on himself. And
Okay.
backing away slightly from the middle of the fracas.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, I can't cast more than one spell.
Dagon.
I'm not sure how we got into this provoked situation. I'm going to move over here.
Mhm.
And then, as a dash action, I'm going to move again.
Okay. Dagon retreats from the fight. Tuck.
It's not retreating, it's tactical maneuvering.
He's on the ground, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I do best and just smack him in the face.
Okay. $20 hits. 15 does not. All right.
Con save.
Oh, 24. Ooh, yeah, that hits. All right. Did that not add the lightning damage in there?
Apparently not. What is lightning damage on it? It is
I think it was a
D6.
D6.
Yeah. I thought it was a 6.
There you go.
Here.
All right. Charging forward, as the rest of your party seems to be otherwise being relatively reserved, you kind of just move forward and charge in, whacking him hard twice. Then he's going to go. He's going to shift over right up next to Will, who was insulting him, and drawing his large sword, he is going to attack Will twice. 16, I believe, does hit you.
Can I do the shoe ice on time bit?
You can use cutting
As a
words.
reaction?
That's what
Cutting
you want
words? Cutting words is a reaction.
to do. All right. Roll your bardic inspiration for cutting words. All right, makes the total attack 14, which still beats your armor class. I know it says radiant, but this guy is custom, so it's going to be frost damage. As you take 21 slashing and 23 frost on the first attack. Second attack. $46 points of damage total. Your bard goes down. Will, go ahead and make a death saving throw for me. All right, one success. Mary draws her sword going, I hell with this, and charges forward. And she's going to attack him twice using her Vorpal Greatsword. Miss. And a hit. Hitting him for 14 points. She will then action surge to attack him 2 more times. That will hit. That will not. Doing another 15 points to this creature. Isn't
right.
your up at the
No, so I held my action, so I get to go before this.
Sure.
So I'm going to run up behind him, and I'm going to try and sink my blades into his wings.
Okay.
So there's Mariner's Revenge.
That's a miss.
Damn.
The wings shift out of the way, and your dagger or your sword rather, just misses.
And then I want to try and put Tender Strike into his hip, which doesn't hit either.
He parries it, seeing you coming up from behind. And that
All
is
right.
your turn.
And then I get to go again.
Okay, go ahead.
Go for it.
So I'm going to try and put Mariner's Revenge into his hip.
That will work.
Okay, so there's that. And then there's Sneak Attack.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
Alright,
bring Tender Strike in as well.
You see bits of blue blood begin to emanate from his hip. Tender Strike hits as well. All right. The fire begins to cauterize the wound a little bit, but this creature has not known fire for a while. He roars back in your direction. Kurt, you're up.
I'm going to move back here. And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Spirit on top of our bar.
Okay.
Roll 1d6, my man. Pant, you can roll 1d6 and get that health back.
Oh, sorry.
Just reloading real quick.
You're okay. Then I will attack with my bow.
Okay. If you rolled, I didn't see it. I was reloading.
Yeah, I rolled a 14.
No, that won't hit. There it
And
goes.
then bite for 25.
All right, snake will land. Well, Grit's on the saves, so he takes a little bit of that damage. He's starting to look pretty bloody, but he's otherwise resisting as best he can. And Kyle would be up next.
And he misses with his attack.
Wild
Right.
miss. All right. Just trying to get the circle out so we can see it. There we go. That's just right on top of Will, who is no longer unconscious. All right. Kent, you're up.
Well, Kent's going to pull out, or I'm going to pull out the scroll of immolation that I have, and I'm going to cast it on the plane tar.
Immolation. The scroll of immolation, you said?
Yes, I will. I don't have
So,
a hot link
that
for
is a 5th level spell. You can already basically cast 5th level spells, so you don't need to make any sort of save. So, he has to make a dex save.
Correct.
Which he crits on. Twice.
Okay, so on a...
So, roll 86 fire.
Yep, 86.
And he takes half damage.
Yep, hold on. I'm going to add +4 to that, or would it be +5 now?
Okay.
Or no, wait. Hold on. I'm just checking before I roll it. Evocation Savant does...
Add your intelligence modifier to 1 damage roll of any evocation spell you cast. So
+5.
it's a wizard spell, +5. Yep.
Okay, alright.
Which I should change in your empowered evocation there, which I'll go ahead and do right now. There you go. Alright. So 39 plus 5 is 44, divided by half is 22.
Oh, yeah, I get the +5, I think.
Oh, it did? Okay. Yeah, it did. Okay. So, rounded down, then that's 38 divided by half.
19,
20, nope, 19. 19.
Alright.
All right.
That's all for me.
Okay. Tegan, you're up.
I'm just going to hit him with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. That'll hit. Alrighty. One beam of golden energy pierces into his wing. Second one hits too. Alright. Another bit of ice falls off of the wing. And that one hits as well. Alright. 3 beams of energy shooting out as your eyes glow gold, and as he is impaled by these beams, bits of ice falling off of the wings that make up this creature, he cries out, "You! I should have known." Tuck. "28 hits, yep.
Gloria, you're muted if you're talking.
I
Alright.
don't need to talk to hit things.
Okay, just making sure.
First blow lands, he looks like he's on the edge.
Can't save.
Alright.
Crit fail. Come on.
Crit hit.
Nice.
How do you want to do this?
I'm going to snap his wings off.
Alright. Taking your staff, you swing in with both of your attacks, and the frozen wings just kind of shatter. He gets down on his knees as he cries out in pain, looking up at you. You take your staff, and I assume jabbing him into the eye. That seems to be your trademark.
Sure.
Alright, you jab him in the eye, he cries out in pain, and you watch as this winged individual just kind of collapses on the floor in front of you.
As he dies, I'll walk up to Kent and be like, "Why were we battling with this guy again?"
I don't know. Is there something wrong with Will? That seems very out of character.
All right. Still cold, I take it? We still in the cold place?
Still cold, yep. All you've done is taken out this golden guardian.
Let's give him a look-see over and GTFO.
Yeah, pat him down.
Ooh, hey, what kind of check could I make to see if I could wear his wings?
Your monk just shattered them.
I thought he pulled them off, right?
He said he broke his wings.
I mean, okay.
They're made of ice, Miles. They're shattered.
Oh, they're ice wings.
Mhm.
Ew. I didn't want them anyways then, sorry.
Killing this guy, did it look like we got the attention of anybody? Is anything changed in the atmosphere?
The wind looks like it might be picking up just a little bit.
Coming from the mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to look the body over.
Okay. You see a pale white individual with no longer bearing wings. He has this large, dark steel greatsword, much larger than any of you could reasonably wield, that is now lying soaked in blood on the ground. He is bleeding blue, ice-cold blood.
But, like, nothing in his pockets?
Not that you see.
Alright, let's leave.
What was he doing while we came up upon him? He was just wandering about, right?
He was wandering about. You insulted him, he attacked.
Oh no. Okay.
Let's search the area real quick. Will wants to search the area. Maybe he was looking for something or guarding something. Maybe there's something else here besides him.
Kent's just going to come up and gently put his hand on Will's shoulder and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I've just, you'll have to pardon me. I was feeling a bit salty. You know, I'm just, we keep running into these otherworldly, odd, strange beings and situations, and, I just wasn't in the mood to be questioned.
We are in the Fey Wilds.
Fair point. I'll be more careful in the future.
Fair enough.
So towards the mountain.
Fire on the mountain, run, boys,
Well,
run.
if Will wants to look around,
Oh yeah, take a look. It's in a book. They're reading Rainbow.
The wind is
Perception
beginning
roll
to
if it
pick up.
matters.
You peer around, Will, and in the distance, in a nearby mountain pass close to where you are, you see a dark figure in steel looking at you from a distance.
Do you recognize him at all? It's not Eddie Brock. It's not Eddie Brock, is it?
Not from here, you can't tell.
I will point him out without pointing at him to the party, trying to be subtle about it.
I'll look that way and use my vampire sense. Does it look like a vampire?
You don't see anything, Dr. Connors.
Okay. Let's go.
Kent just says to Will, "This isn't like the time you saw like invisible water creatures, right? You saw something over that way."
Those were real. You saw them. Don't do that.
Okay.
Those were real.
You make your way to the figure?
Yes.
Okay. Trudging through the snow into the mountain pass beyond,
Don't put me
you
up
make your
front.
way.
Arthas?
You make your way north. You see a man dressed in, you assume to be a man, dressed in dark steel plate with blue glowing eyes. Flanking around him are what look to be beautiful elven women, but their skin is pale white, their hair blue, and they look like they have frozen tears stuck to their otherworldly beautiful faces. And as you approach within the cold and the stillness, there is a moment of silence that passes within the still, cold, blown air, and the figure in dark steel asks, "Finally."
What was that? I'm sorry. No, this is me asking, not Will. I didn't hear what he said.
He says, "Finally."
Oh.
Good day, sir.
He
Yeah,
doesn't have to be
let's-
carrying
let's-
Frostborn, does he?
Let's try this one a little different, Will says to Tuck, and he steps forward and bows. "Good sir." He goes, "I will follow Beethoven." He goes, "And we are the Diamond Bears. We greet you."
Did you just fucking cheer for your own name?
Lands of winter.
What?
Welcome to the lands of winter.
We thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Says
Thanks for the
Will.
welcome.
Says, "We're very happy to be here."
Are you?
He says, may I have the pleasure of your name, sir?"
I am the Winter Knight.
And these beautiful ladies are?
With me.
Huh.
Are you related to the Winter Soldier?
Never heard of them. Sounds made up.
Well, Winter Knight, says Will. Would you, if I might ask, would you happen to have seen, and I'll describe the person we're looking for.
You were never told what she actually looked like.
Oh.
You were just told that a daughter. She just told you that a daughter of hers had been taken, and she wants her back.
In that case, I will defer to Tegan. If you care to describe what exactly it is we're looking for, maybe we can get some help here.
Sure. I'll step up and say, we're actually looking for one of the Fey princesses that's been kidnapped. you heard anything, or do you know anything about that?
Kidnapped? No. These
And he gestures to the woman around him.
are exiles.
I'll say, okay. Do you know of the Winter Queen of this land and how to get to her? We believe she may have some information as to what happened to the missing princess.
Your missing princess is likely right here.
And he again gestures to the woman around him.
Oh. Wow. Looks like there's not really much we can do. Sorry, let's go back and tell him Princess is done so. Oh, good day, sir. Thanks for your help.
Do they?
Are you familiar with what happens to those who disrespect the Summer Queen?
What? No, we're not familiar because we would never do that. We're a very respectful sort.
They are exiled to die on these lands. Her sister has brought them life, saved them from the harsh realities of the land that she herself woos from.
Okay, do I believe what he's putting down?
Make an insight check. Hard to read.
I whisper to Tegan, it would seem kind of odd that she would send us to rescue her daughter if she was the one who exiled her. Are you sure Titania was not being totally upfront with you?
I will respond. I have no reason to doubt anything that Tanya said. I will kind of look over in Mary's direction to see if she sees anything or if she's posturing in any way.
She has her hand wrapped around the hilt of her sword, and she's just kind of looking down, kind of sad.
Because if anyone would, and I'll kind of look at her and say, do any of these resemble what the princess that we're looking for?
All of them.
So while they're talking, I'm going to spend 1 minute in concentration to see if there are any fiends or undead within 5 miles, and then how many there are
You
and
detect
how
no
far
fiends.
away they are.
You detect no fiends. You do detect undead.
All right.
One in front of you.
Just the one,
Mm-hmm. The individual in plate armor.
and then these 3 are not
Those
fiends
are
or
not
undead.
No.
And they all look identical?
They all look... There's some variation in their appearance and probably their age, but they all look like elven princesses.
If we were, go ahead.
Do I know anything about this guy other than he's looks like a douche who wants to be mean to us? I don't say that aloud. I want to know if I know why he's here in our way, or if I've ever heard of him before.
You can make a history check. It's gonna be a high DC.
All right. I crit.
And 21. You're familiar with the name Winter Night, just like you're familiar with the name Summer Night. Basically, both the Unseelie and the Seelie Queens within the Feywild tend to choose a champion that they dub as either the Summer Night or the Winter Night that serve close by their side. And by him declaring himself the Winter Knight, that would mean that he would be the champion of Maeb, the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Oh. All right. Well, good sir, I know that you are probably a very important person and probably very busy. We don't want to, keep you any longer. We're just looking for the girl, and we'd like to be on our way.
I don't think the girl wants to return.
And you see a look of defiance appear in all of the women's faces.
But we don't even
Defiance
know.
to him or defiance to us?
Defiance to you.
Can we ask her ourselves?
We don't even know if she's one of these three girls. I mean, for all we know, this girl is not in front.
I agree to that.
The woman on the left says, I somehow doubt that.
No,
You
I
know-
am Spartacus.
Do you know why I was banished out here?
Get me when you're ready to be tucked in.
I don't know who you are.
Also, please tell us.
My name is Ivana. I followed my heart to a man I fell in love with. Just because he happened to be on the wrong side of the map.
And
Orange? I'm sorry, orange hair? That must be a reference I don't know.
Oh, Ivanka, not Ivanka. Sorry. No, wasn't his first name Ivanka?
All right, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. She says, I fell in love with an elven man who served as a soldier under the Queen of Air and Darkness. Contrary to what my mother might tell you, her sister is not evil.
Sure, right. And you fell in love with a man who's in her army. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Then isn't you being on this side of the map good for you? Because you can be with the man you love?
Yes. Which is why
Yeah.
I don't want to return with you.
Oh. Okay. I mean, it's not my call, but if she doesn't want to go, I mean, can you prove that you're not under some spell that's making you stay? I just want to make sure, for your own good.
You know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna approach here and see if he does anything at first,
No.
and then I'm gonna reach out my hands and see if my eyes start glowing or anything when they get close to her.
They do.
And how does she respond?
Is that proof enough?
I don't know what that means.
And
The Winter Knight will respond.
The banished daughters of the Summer Queen were left to die. If the Summer Queen gets a hold of her again, worst punishment will follow, and she will never again be allowed to be the one she loves.
I will ask a secondary question. So the one you love, you says a soldier. Where is he now? Why aren't you with him? Why are you with this guy?
She says, it was at the Queen's orders.
What?
You were sent
What
here
was-
you were sent here to be tested. Were
I'm
you
not
not?
following.
We were sent here, and the path was supposedly our test. Whether that is
Your test was not to simply find me. Your test was that of loyalty, to see if you would follow orders without question.
and
I mean, like, if she's the bad guy, I'm not gonna kill you over it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if you don't want to be quote unquote rescued, I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna force you to be rescued. Yeah, I'm not like.
Hold on. Tegan,
I'm gonna. What? Go ahead.
I know that we've been given this quest, or you've been given this quest by the Summer Court and the Summer Queen. Has anything struck you that the Summer Queen would be doing this for a malicious purpose? If she banished her daughter here, and that was punishment enough.
Tegan, what you know about the Summer and the Winter Courts respectively is that the Queen of Air and Darkness, Mayab, and Titania have a very, very bitter rivalry against one another. They're never directly at war per se, but they have strongly differing values of what is good and what is not. Most of the Summer Court can be considered good, whereas most of the Winter Court can be considered evil, but that does not simply define them. There are those of the Winter Court who are good and those of the Summer Court who are evil, and there are the Seelie and the Unseelie Fae, much like humanity, varies in their beliefs and their differences, regardless of the banner by whom they follow. But, based on your interactions with Titania, you don't have any reason to believe that she would send you out here for a malicious purpose per se.
Right. I'm still trying to piece together that if she was banished by the Summer Queen out to here, and that actually gave her what she wanted, because now she can be with the person she loves, that just doesn't make sense. That's what I'm trying to piece together. The story doesn't make sense to me. So I'm trying to figure out how to approach that. Because why would you banish her to and give her exactly what she wants?
Okay, wait a minute.
Are you asking her this?
No, I'm just out of character. I'm just.
Okay, I couldn't get a good read on the Winter Night. But do I think what she's telling us is true?
Make another insight check.
Oh God, please roll high.
You have no reason to doubt. You have no reason to doubt what she's saying, but you don't believe she really wants to be out here. She hates the cold. Like, you get the sense that she did fall in love, but she hates the cold.
Dispel magic.
That's actually that's exactly what I had my finger over a second ago. But I was just trying to think about these other two first.
Or detect magic, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't have
a
that.
spell that I don't have.
Just straight to dispel then.
You know what? Just to see what happens, I will go ahead and cast that on her and see what happens.
Okay, she blinks twice. The spell goes over.
So how you feeling?
What were you hoping to gain?
Just covering all our bases, I think.
So this is the only one who's been talking, right? These other two haven't
So
said a
far.
word.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'll kind of show me over here just nonchalantly and say, "What about you? You know, why are you walking with the Winter Night here?"
She says,
And at the same time, I'll be reaching out my hand to see if my eyes glow gold. Her.
her eyes do glow gold. She says, I meant to watch over my sister.
And were you banished out here as well, or did you come out here on your own free will?
I defied my mother. I sought to free this place altogether and flee the courts. Intrigue bores me.
Okay, and then I'll kind of go over here and Same thing with her. I'll ask her. And you, are you here in free will, or were you banished?
She says, I left here on my own.
And what was your reasons for leaving?
My reasons are my own.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just kind of move back over here for a second. And
Dude, can we have like a quick huddle? What do you guys think?
I believe her, but I don't believe him necessarily.
So do we stab the big guy?
I think he looks trustworthy.
okay, I will ask, why do you think he looks trustworthy?
I don't.
Um,
Oh, shit. I
Take,
think this is one of those classic,
take,
good guys, bad guys sort of.
Fonz? Are
Take-
we the baddies?
Taken, I'll say this. You were given the quest to bring her back. At this point, do you abandon what your queen asks, or do we attempt to take her back?
Well, he's given a new quest to leave her here, so
Not by his queen.
that's fair.
well, I'll come next to you and I'll whisper. I go, apart from my decision on what I plan to do, I know you do not like evil, and I do sense that this guy is evil. Do you get the same sense?
I don't think
I get the
trust
sense
him.
he's up to no good.
Darren, with that amazing check that I did earlier, the history check about him, do I know if he's evil or not?
Well,
Gilly?
The Winter Night? The Winter Nights, there have been many, many Winter Nights, and there's no way to individually discern whether this particular one is evil or not. You have no idea what he's like.
All right.
I'm just discerning he's an asshole.
You would have to do something like cast Detect Good and Evil if you really wanted to discern.
Could I discern with an insight check?
Not really. You can't tell if somebody's evil just by an insight check. You can just discern intent.
So I imagine we're all in a huddle with our arms like around each other, and I'll break off one arm, and I'll be like, hey, are you evil?
No.
Okay, he's good in my book.
Taken.
The response is what got me. Like, you just fucking baffled by this question. Are you really asking me this right now?
I'll look over. Does Mary still look like she's ready for a fight?
Yeah. But she doesn't look like her heart's really in it.
Taken. I leave the choice up to you. I will back whatever play you want to do here.
Agreed. This is all on you.
But I think you need to make the decision. Either tell her she's coming with us, and we'll deal with the consequences, or we hop on our flying carpet and try to get the fuck out of here. And it's up to you.
I'll reapproach her and I'll say, look, for me to truly understand if you want to stay or not, tell me about this love, this soldier love. Tell me what it is and why I should leave you alone and go back to your mother and say I'd never found you.
She says, when I was a young girl wandering across the forests, I saw an elven man with pale skin. He was shivering and confused. I hid him in a nearby alcove. I grew up in the land and was familiar with it. I fetched wild herbs that grew naturally within our forests and provided him with rich bounty. I knew who he was. Mother was sure to instill that lesson upon us at an early age. I was afraid of him, But I was not about to let another creature simply die. As I got to know him, and as he began to recover from this horrid sickness, I learned that my mother is more paranoid of those that follow my aunt than perhaps she lets on.
Okay.
I do not believe she wishes to harm me, if that's what you're concerned with.
No, I'm more trying to figure out is it seems rather odd from my stance that you get banished out here, and it appears you have two sisters that freely came out here to protect you. But if this is where you were meant to be, and your aunt is not this bad person, why do your sisters feel they have to be out here to protect you? Why aren't you just, living your life with your loved one?
That's all I want. I didn't want my mother to leave me alone. And I'm afraid she won't let you leave me alone. But the choice is yours. The test is yours.
So if I order you to come back with me, what would be your response?
My sisters and the winter night would protect me. I will not go back on my own free will, Tegan. If you wish, you can pass a message on to my mother.
And what would that message be?
If she wants to get me, she can come get me herself.
Okay. I'll kind of retreat back, and I said, you know what, guys? I don't know if I really want to be between a family squabble. This doesn't seem like, once we got here, this doesn't seem like it is what it appears to be. And even looking at Mary, something's amiss here. And I don't think this is right. And, no indication that she is being abused or wants to leave.
Can I will say, I understand that she doesn't appear that she wants to leave, but if we return without her, what will Titania do to you? That's what my worry is.
I guess well, can we just not return and ask if these guys have a way out from here?
You know that's a great idea either. It strikes me that these folks, and I mean both courts, have rather long memories.
We'll come in closer and say, "Look, we took a job. We need to follow through. This is reputation. Our reputation's at stake." We agreed to do a job.
Taking again, I leave this up to you. Do we take her or do we leave her?
Listening to the wheel in the back of my head, looking around. You know what? Here's my decision. Casting this on the winter night.
You turn around in a flash, and extending your hand out, you watch as this necrotic energy begins to wash over him and bounce off of his plate. He looks back at you, draws his weapon, and says,
So be it.
"Roll initiative."
if he's undead, technically Tegan was just trying to heal him. So
He's not wrong. I mean,
He takes no damage.
but does he feel rejuvenated?
No, doesn't work that way on him.
Quick, feed him a berry.
Alrighty. I'm assuming everybody's got themselves on there.
Yep.
Okay. We start at the top of the order with Will. Will, you watch as Tegan turns around and fires this powerful blight spell against this plate-armored individual. It seems like it has no effect against him. I think you're muted in Discord there.
Yes, I was. Okay. Will says, "Oh dear," and he's going to move kind of this way. And geez, hold on, let me see if I think this will work on him. No, I don't think he can be charmed, so that's out. Yeah. Okay. Let's try. Gonna fire off this. See how many I can get in that area.
Alrighty.
20 foot radius. Probably all of them.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Everybody in a 20-foot radius intelligence save. Ooh, that fella not too good. As for the three princesses, not too good either. They take the full 17 points of damage, and they have muddled thoughts. And
just to subtract a d6 from everything they do, basically.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm done.
Okay. Let me just subtract some hit points here. All right. All three of the princesses will, as a reaction, raise their hands, and a beam of frost will shoot out from each of their respective hands. Will, I need you to make 3 subsequent con saves.
Ooh, okay. 1, 2.
That one's good. That one's not. And that one's not. You take... Whoops. You take 24 points of frost damage or cold damage as they use their frigid rebuke against you. And I subtracted that for you. Alright, Will's looking pretty hurt again. Dr. Connors, you're up next.
cool. I'm gonna cast Conjure Barrage.
Alrighty.
That cannot be really what I just rolled. Hold on. Let me make sure.
3d8, 1, 2, and 1.
Wow. Alright.
Alright, look at that wicked deck save to try to take half damage. Alright.
I'm targeting the 3 that are not the girl we're here to get.
Okay. So only 2 of the 2 gals in the back then?
Yep.
Alrighty. 2 saves, 1 fail. So
Guys, I just did a ton of damage. There's no way you're going to be able to follow that.
Darrow kind of just bounces off some of the armor.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to move backwards about right here.
Okay, isn't you up?
Okay. I'll use my bonus action to use Mariner's Revenge's effect on the big man himself.
Okay, you swear a vow of enmity against the big man himself.
And then I'm going to go try to hit him.
Okay. $27 hits.
Alright. There's that for you. And then there's my sneak attack because I have advantage.
Yep. Excuse me.
Alright, and that's it.
Okay. Alright, you charge forward, swearing your vow of enmity using the bonus from Mariner's Revenge, and you slice into a weak point within the armor. You watch as bits of flesh within a weak point of the armor begin to tear away. Kent, you're up.
Okay, I am going to move to there. And I'm going to cast slow on all 4 of them.
Okay.
Hold on.
With some saves. The big fella will beat it. All the gals. 1 fail. 2 fail. 1 success. The one in the back succeeds. The one that you're looking for fails. And one of her sisters fails. Excuse me.
And that's it.
Tuck,
Oh,
you're
they're
up
supposed to
next.
get like a D6 minus to everything, right?
Ability saves, not saving throws.
Okay.
If I read that right.
I haven't read it at all, so I don't know.
All its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its con saves to maintain concentration.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Saving throws against that. No effect.
Please continue.
Alrighty, Tuck.
Talking to myself.
Yep.
I'm gonna run up and hit things. There.
Okay.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna hit the one on top of me there.
Okay, the big fella?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That will miss. Alright, that one will hit.
Con save.
Alrighty. Beats it. Miss.
Upsetting.
You get your staff, you try to get in, you get one wicked blow across the helm of this creature. You watch as it begins to kind of cause him to shake a little bit, the eyes glowing blue and blinking just for a bit, and then you try to go forward with the punch, and it just bounces right off the hard armor that makes up the shell of this creature, this individual. Tegan, you're up.
Okay. I am going to.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the way I want to handle this. Let's cast this on our Death Knight friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to choose Acid. Really sure why the damage isn't showing up.
Beats a save anyway. Which says he is affected by the spell. First time each turn he is affected by damage of the chosen type. He takes an extra 2d6. So he doesn't take acid damage because of the spell. He just has a weakness against acid.
I totally misunderstood that spell to begin with. Then, all right. Well, that was not a very smart idea then. Then I will, as a bonus action, I will do this to heal Will.
Okay.
He'll get 11 points plus 5 bonus for my Fey energy.
Alrighty.
And as a movement, before I can, yeah, going to move over here.
Okay. At the start of his turn, the Winter Knight is going to cast one of these. And he's going to cast it at 5th level.
What is he trying to dispel?
The Synaptic Static, as well as the Slow.
Counterspell.
Okay. You counter his spell as he tries to get it off. And he looks back at you angrily. And then at the end of his turn, he'll need to repeat the intelligence save against your shit. Nah, he's still affected by muddled thoughts. Ka's up next.
Ka's gonna move in and attack him and then her.
Okay. Alright, 29 hits. And 19 will hit her, too.
Alright, the first damage is for him.
Okay.
Second damage is her.
The Winter Knight is going to take the full poison damage, right? Yes. No? No, he's immune to poison. My bad. I don't think she is. Nah. Alright. The gal up front's going to take the full poison damage. And she cries, and she will strike twice. Both attacks will land. On their up, the one... They begin to take on a more sad form, or you begin to, you feel this overwhelming presence of sadness. All of you do, and I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. Isn't you're fine?
Can you repeat why we're making it? I didn't hear him.
One of their abilities, sorrowful presence.
Okay. So I
Just
need to
something you
know
all-
if it's the undead guy.
No.
Oh, okay. Sure. Gotcha. Wisdom.
Tuck, you actually have advantage because it's a charm effect.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you're fine.
I'm back.
Tegan,
So-
you can't actually be charmed. Make a wisdom save for me, please.
Sure. Hold on.
I'm going to use a luck point to roll a d20. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Kent, you are considered charmed by the princesses, and while you're charmed in this way, you have disadvantage on... Where are they? You have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws.
Staff didn't
Can-
work in my favor, huh?
Not in this case.
Can she go ahead and roll a d20 and on an 11 or higher, it doesn't go off till next turn?
Quick question. After you're done with Miles's.
Something that you should have actually rolled at the start of your turn, but I was looking at it just now, so I'm making you all roll the save now. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed by the Eladrin for 1 minute. While charmed in this way, the creature has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. The charmed creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns, ending the effect on itself in a success. Creature saving throw is successful or the effect ends on it, they're immune for 24 hours. Whenever the Eladrin deals damage to the charmed creature, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on itself.
Okay, so it's a magic effect.
It's a magic effect.
So it wasn't a spell. Okay.
Well, it's not a magic effect because it doesn't come from a spell. It's an effect of their presence.
Okay. All right.
And-
Fair enough.
Like we made the argument, a dragon breath isn't a magic effect to which you could gain the sort of relevant benefits. It's just a natural part of being a dragon. These are Winter Eladrin. That sorrowful presence is a natural part of being Winter Eladrin.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, like with the. You probably take the slow off of them because I'm probably not concentrating on it.
Yep. And actually, before I forget, all of these guys have advantage on saves against spells and other magical effects, so I'm actually going to re-roll the int save twice for the Death Knight. Just to make sure he doesn't beat Will's AC. He doesn't. He's still muddied. And then the gals are actually going to repeat the save against the slow, which was just because they had advantage.
Well,
Which was wisdom save.
It doesn't really matter. You can just take it off because if I'm charmed, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't.
You'd
if it
still
was
be
on
concentrating on the spell.
Really?
Yeah. Well, one of them loses it. The one that you're looking for loses it. Anyway. So, on their turn, they...
Didn't they just do sorrowful presence?
That's part of their nature. It's something, according to the ability, it's something you should have rolled at the start of each of your turns while you were within 60 feet of them. I didn't realize that part of it when I finally got to their turn, so I just had you all roll it now.
Fair enough. Not a problem.
So, okay. So the one you're looking for is going to use Phase Step as a bonus action to teleport 30 feet. Back here. And then she is going to... Oh, what do I want to do with her? She's going to cast one of these. Let's put the description on it so we can actually see what it does, please. Try that again. We'll still do the 11 and the 9, but she's casting a Ice Storm, and we're going to do it. It's a 20-foot radius circle. Right there. So I need Will, Tegan, Isn't, and the Snake.
Dex save.
Mary, and Mary, for that matter, to make dex saves. Alright, Mary fails, taking the full blunt of the damage. Total is 20 points. Alright. Will, you take half damage at 10. Isn't, you DC is... Where is her stuff?
DC 17, it said. Or 16,
DC
sorry.
is 16, so you take the full 20 points of damage.
I actually only take half because of my dex thingy.
Yeah, you take half. Tegan, you take the full 20 points of damage. And then that area is considered difficult terrain. Alright. So that's her. As for the rest of them, the one over off in the distance is going to draw her bow. She's going to fire it at Tuck. Which will hit. Tuck, you take 7 points of piercing damage as an arrow finds its way into your side. The other one close by is going to draw a longsword and attempt to slice it into the snake. And that'll miss. And then the one there is going to repeat the save at the end of her turn to just get rid of the slow. What's your DC, Kent?
Mine 17.
Yeah. Okay, so she's still slowed. And then for the Muddied Thoughts, that's against Will's DC. Right?
It's a DC
Intelligence
17.
saves.
Intelligence
Yep.
save DC 17.
Okay. The one that you're looking for. No. No. And yes, so the one in the back is no longer muddled. And really, I should roll a d6 against that strike against Tuck because of the muddied thoughts. That matters, still a 21 and still hits. All right. Will, you're up.
Okay. Will's going to cast that at... You know what, let's cast it at level 4. Hold on. Now we'll cast it at level 2. That's fine. We'll cast that on the Winter Knight.
Okay. Well.
On his armor.
Yep. Alrighty. He immediately takes the 11 points of fire damage. You can't do anything about it. Yep.
And I'm going to... stepping through the bad terrain, it's half move, right?
Half speed. Yep.
All right, I'm going to step just out of it here. I think that leaves me in range. Yep. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Actually,
Kurt,
I'm
you're
going
up.
to pull back even a little further. And this way, because that's plenty of range.
Okay. Kurt.
I'm going to begin my turn by backing up as well. About here.
Mhm.
And then I will attack the Night King. Oh, I'm sorry. Not the Night King. Whatever his name is. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm going to put...
The
You can call
night
Marth
Where's
if you
Mark
really
Arden?
want.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said you can call Marth if you really want.
Alright. I'll put Hunter's Mark on him. And then I will attack him with my bow.
Okay. Yes, that will hit. Alrighty.
Does 8, 9... It does 12 piercing, not 8, because he's my favorite enemy. So I get a plus
Yes.
4.
Alrighty. The arrow
Here
pierces
is
into the side
my
of him.
Hunter's Mark. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your hunter's mark.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty. Your arrow pierces into a weak point in the hide. You're a sharpshooter at this point. You watch as bits of black blood begin to kind of spill out from within the nearby area where the arrow finds its mark. He just rips it out, throws it on the ground, wordlessly.
I think if I'm reading it right, the Hunter's Mark gets a plus 4 as well. So any forms of damage, you get a plus 4.
Link the
I don't
ability
know
for
if it
me.
really matters. Yeah, hold on. Your bonus to damage rolls against... Yeah.
Let me take another look at Hunter's Mark, because if I think about this correctly, technically, the Hunter's Mark is considered just extra damage in and of itself. It's not considered part of the rough damage roll, so you wouldn't roll an extra d6 on top of the damage that you're already doing with the base damage.
Alright.
All right. Cause bite will land. No poison. I assume you're attacking the Winter Knight.
Yeah.
Okay. No poison damage. The piercing will land, though. All right. Kent, you're up.
Because I missed a good portion of what
You just
can
skipped
I
me.
do? Yeah, you did just skip, isn't it?
Isn't it your turn?
There we go. I'm gonna give boy the stabs again.
Okay. Miss.
Damn. Okay. Well, and there's my offhand.
And I'm sorry, why are you gaining an advantage on this one?
Because I have Mariner's Revenge on him?
Oh, yes, right. Okay. Yes, Tender Strike will land. All right.
And that's that.
All right. He manages to parry your blow with Mariner's Revenge, but you manage to surprise him with the double up from Tinder Strike. He watches bits of fire begin to from some of the nearby plate mail, and some of it begins to kind of burst and sink. You watch as the blue begins to actually kind of fade from his eyes, and as it does, he looks back at you, and you see there's a dead glow to it, but it appears to be more of a black glow in his eyes now.
That's terrifying. Okay.
Kent, you're up.
So what can I do exactly here?
So you have Against the princesses, you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. You actually have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throw. Period. Otherwise, you can still attack.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to cast Disintegrate on the Winter Knight.
Okay. Alrighty. Saves.
Nice.
No damage.
Yep.
Alright. You watch as this beam of disintegrative energy shoots out some of the highest power level magic any of you have seen. And the knight just kind of ducks his head, it goes shooting out, and you watch as a bit of the snow not even begins to melt, it just evaporates behind him. For the record, that would have disintegrated him had it hit.
Fair enough.
Alright, Tuck, you're up.
I'm gonna hit the son of a bitch.
You hit the son of a bitch.
Or I don't.
Miss.
Fucking piece of shit. Try it again.
Miss.
Oh my fuck.
Block. Block.
Oh, Jesus
Block.
Christ. Okay, I'm
It's
going
like hitting a
on
rock.
I'm going on mute.
A lot of cursing to be done. Tegan, you watch as Tuck fruitlessly tries to attack this individual.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast this level 3. And I want, let's see, have, just to make this easier on everybody. Just checking to see which one's at the, it's a 4th. I don't know if I even have a half rating. You know what? Let's just do the tigers.
Okay. That's 2 tigers, right?
Yep.
Okay. Drag them where you want them.
And
roll initiative 4.
Yep. Right here.
Okay. You spawn them close to one of the princesses, who looks back kind of surprised.
Roll initiative. So that should have put them on there.
Alrighty. Gonna go just before Tuck. Alrighty.
Then,
Anything else?
Yep. I know my bard's still hurting a little bit. I am going to actually I'm gonna hold that for now. I think he's okay at this moment. Yeah. I'm good for this round.
Okay. The Winter Knight will raise up his free hand, and out from it there is an orb of pure fire. And he is going to shoot it. Just out of range of himself and the princess. But, well, he wants to hit you, so we're going to make sure we hit you. And I think we can just get the rest of you in. Alright. So, Tegan, Isn't, the Snake, Mary, and Tuck will all need to make dexterity saving throws.
Deal. Oops, I didn't mean to do the advantage on that.
26. Alright, you succeed, you take
Nothing.
nothing. Tuck, you fail. I think you still take half damage, though?
Yes.
Okay. Ka succeeds.
Yes.
Okay. Ka succeeds and takes half damage. And Mary just needs to roll. No. Alright. Fire and necrotic. Alright. Total of 58 points of damage. Or for those of you who succeeded, I don't have a calculator on hand, 58 divided by 2. 40 or not 40,
29.
something 29, 29. Yeah, you're right. All right. Take none. 29. 32 is.
Thank you.
I did? Okay. 32 is not divided by. Okay, your hit points are set. Okay. Tegan, you failed the save, right? Yeah, so you take the full 58 points of damage. All right, and then he will repeat the save against the muddled thoughts. What's your DC, Will?
17.
All right, he's still muddled. Kaz up next.
Kai's going to attack Mr. Blue, and then the wind. I'll turn that back to normal.
Okay. All right.
23, then 24.
All right. The Winter Knight is actually going to use his reaction to parry against the snake to block the attack, increasing his AC temporarily against that strike. The 24 is against the one up to the north, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so that hits her. All right. I did not mean to do that with advantage. We'll count to 14. All right, she takes full poison damage.
Cool.
She's looking a little hurt.
Which one is the one we're here to rescue? This one over here, right?
The one who's slowed. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty. After you bite into her, she's going to use her reaction to Frigid Rebuke. I need the snake to make a con save.
Oh, okay.
It's their form of reaction.
Yep.
All right. Beats the save.
Cool.
DC is 16. So. All right. Mary is up. She is going to shift around, and having the sharp end of her sword drawn this time, she's going to unleash into the Winter Knight. Both attacks will land. All right. Winter Knight's looking pretty bad off. The Eladrin will go next. The one close to the snake is going to go ahead and use her action to... She's actually, because the ice storm from the other one faded to... Well, she's the one who cast the ice storm. She's going to use her bonus action, or the one on the right's going to use a bonus action to phase step. So that's gone. She will bamp over here, and she's actually going to cast Cone of Cold. That's 60-foot cone. Right in that general direction. I need Tegan and Will to go ahead and make con saves for me.
A counter spell.
Okay, you will need to roll. It's a 5th level spell, so you need to roll a charisma check with a DC of 15.
A charisma check. Okay.
That's whatever your spellcasting ability modifier is, which I believe is charisma as a bard. No, spell still goes off.
All right.
All right.
What kind of save?
Con. Tegan, you were only at 9 hit points there.
Yep.
All right. You both take 23 points of damage, so both of you go unconscious.
Ouch.
Another one bites the dust.
I was just about to act too. That sucks.
The one up to the north is going to use her bonus action to phase step. right behind Mary, and having her sword drawn, she is going to attack her. Again, did not mean to do that with advantage. We'll do 23 anyway. 23 will land. Only 1 point of slashing. Woohoo. Alright. Come on. And then the last one is slowed. She's just going to move over here, and she is going to... Excuse me. She's going to cast Cone of Cold herself. And that one's going to be facing... in that general direction. So it'll actually miss Tegan and Will, which is good, but it is going to hit Isn't, and it is going to hit the snake. I need the two of you to go ahead and make con saves for me.
Done.
The way you just adjusted it, it's now hitting me. Am I rolling?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for pointing it out.
No, you're more than welcome. I also get to roll a against her charm effect if I get hurt by her.
That's true. All right. Isn't, you take half damage. Nope, you take no damage because it's an AoE.
Is it con?
Con.
Con!
Snake takes half damage.
Yeah.
All right. So can't you take the full 36 points of damage?
I will adjust that.
The snake takes 18. And Isn't takes none. And then Kent, you can go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shit. Hold on 1 second.
And you'll actually make it with disadvantage because you're still affected by it, and that's part of the effect.
44. Hold on. 44. Okay, and disadvantage, is it?
Yep. Disadvantage wisdom saving throw. Alright, you actually break free of it. You're no longer charmed.
Fair enough.
At the end of their turn, we'll start with the first...
Just a quick one here. She needs to roll a 1d20 to see if that spell even goes off this turn.
Actually, yeah, she does.
I have no idea what a 10 means. I need you to link the spell again.
11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect. She rolls a 10, the spell goes off.
That's fine.
Well, that's fine. I'm no longer...
Alright. So, we'll start with trying to save from the slow. Alright, she's no longer slowed.
Mm-hmm.
And then going through with the muddled thoughts left to right. Well, that's a yes. That's a no. And that's a no. Alright, the one you were hunting.
Can you just mark her with something? So I know which one's her. I mean, I know now, but maybe later I won't.
I'll mark her with that rook there.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go. Alright. Will, make a death saving throw for me, please. 1 failure. Dr. Connors.
Sure. I'll cast Healing Spirit and put it on Tegan. I'll drag that thing out. Oh, okay, thanks. So he gets a 1d6.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shoot the big guy.
Okay.
Using a charge.
Does he get 1d6 when you cast the spell on top of him?
Yeah. So when I cast it, and then on the start of his turn, or if I move it through him.
Okay. Do you want to click the spell so you roll the 1d6 for him?
Uh.
I'll tell you that 17
Yeah,
does not hit the big guy, so.
Okay. I does not cast a 1d6 when I cast it, so I'll just roll. Hold on. There you go.
Okay.
Normally it would be in my... See, like, Cure Wounds I have just in my attack thing, and it casts the heal right out. I don't have that on my... whatever.
So, one other thing. Hang on. Just want to make sure of something.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So, Healing Spirit, Transparent Beast or Fey, your choice. Until the spirit ends, you never describe what it looked like, but that's just flavor. Until the spell ends, whenever you or creature you can see moves into the spirit's space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, you cause the spirit to restore 1d6 hit points. Spirit can't heal, costs restore undead. Bonus action, you can move the spirit. It is a concentration spell. Hunter's Mark is also a concentration spell. You cast Healing Spirit, you lose Hunter's Mark.
All right.
Done. Alright, Healing Spirit goes out. Healing Spirit's now overtaken.
You got 4 hit points and is up.
Reading the spell, whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there. So it does not heal him at the start of his turn. Or it does not heal you when you cast it on him. It would heal him at the start of his turn.
Or you said in a turn, it's now my turn, and he is moving into that space.
That's the language. Until the spell ends, whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit space. Okay, so it is when he's... Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Whatever creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time or starts its turn.
On a turn, not their turn.
That's
So it's my
the
turn.
first turn that he's been in there, so he gets the healing right away.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not round, turn based. Also, my snake's going to attack before my turn's over. The big guy again.
Okay. Yeah, 23 line. He takes a little bit of
Somehow-
piercing damage.
Do I get 4 hit points under my up, or am I still down?
You
Yeah.
get 6. No, wait. What? Where's
4.
the 6?
Just 4. It's the I rolled a 1d6. I linked Cure Wounds to show an example of something that...
You get 4 hit points. Clear your death saves. You are prone, but you are up for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
It lives!
For now. Kent.
Nope, my turn. You just skip me again.
Isn't. It's because we take too long with Kurt's turn. I forget that I skip his turn by the time we get around to you.
Baron's Revenge.
He will parry the blow as a reaction.
What a bitch. Tender Strike.
That'll hit. Alrighty. A bit of fire erupts from him. He's looking badly injured, but he's still standing. Now it's Kent's turn.
Yeah, fireball right in the middle of that pack.
Okay.
And it won't be hitting all 4 of the allies that are inside of it.
Okay.
And fireball at level 5.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
That's kind of shit for a level 5 fireball.
It is going to miss the one out to the far right there.
No, I know it will.
Alrighty. Dex saves. The Winter Knight saves. For the 2 gals. 1 save, 1 fail. The failure is the one in the back who's not super injured. So 36, 41 points of damage total. 20 points to those who saved. Winter Knight's looking very badly injured. Alrighty. Tuck, you're up.
Gonna hit him again.
You can try.
He made me angry.
That hits. He's with as badly injured as he was by all the subsequent attacks. How do you want to do this?
I'm gonna take my staff in an upward swing and smack him under the chin.
Okay.
Till his mandible just fucks off, and he sits there with no lower jaw.
Okay. So as you take your staff, he's kind of this plated individual is doing what he can to kind of stagger himself. You take your staff and in a bit of fury and flourish, you swing it around and then just clock him on the upside of the jaw, and you all actually watch as the helm around him begins to fly off of his face, and his eyes begin to roll up into the back of his head, black glow as it is, and as the helmet flies off, and you look at him, he looks almost exactly like Tegan. And then he falls back into the snow.
Killy.
Mhm.
Can Garen roll a D100 real fast?
Okay, sure.
Garen, roll a D100.
Hang on.
I wanted to see if you would get invincible.
You suffer 100 points of psychic damage from God. Tegan, you're up next. You got 4 hit points. Go ahead and roll another d6.
All right.
All right, you get another 1 hit point back.
That doesn't really change what I was planning to do anyway. So, all right, let's do this the easy way first. So, 'cause I don't want to get hit by anything like that again. We're gonna use hidden path, and I'm gonna move over here.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action, and then under spells, I'm that on myself.
Woo! 70 hit points right back to you.
And, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Kaz up next.
Ka will attack.
Okay. 29 lands. Didn't not mean to do that with advantage. We'll count to 23 all the same. She takes half damage from the poison. All right. Mary will swing around to the princess next to her, and again, using the hilt of her blade, she's going to attack twice with her sword. Both attacks will land. And that particular princess is looking pretty badly injured. And as she attacks, she's going to use her reaction to do Frigid Rebuke against Mary, who easily succeeds against the con save as it is anyway. All right. This one then will face step as a bonus action, and then she is going to go ahead and burn her ice storm.
Or she could try to do that.
You'll have to make an intelligence check against a
I
DC 14.
realize. I realize. Well, I can turn disadvantage off now.
Yep. Alternatively, you could burn it at 4th level and it would counter it anyway.
You know what? Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay. You counter the spell before she gets it off. She's looking pretty frightened at this point. The one up here nearby is going to face step herself. And she is the only one who hasn't burnt her cone of cold yet, so she's going to do that.
Wait, wasn't she the one that burned it earlier? That
Nope, that was Epsilon.
hit the mage, and the mage was like, "Are you sure that hits me?" And you're like, "Yep."
Actually, yeah.
It was definitely her. They both.
Okay.
Wait.
They both did one. The one you're
Yeah.
targeting right now, and the other one, they both burn it. The only one who hasn't is the one we're.
Let's see, who hasn't used Ice Storm yet? I know one of them hasn't. Alright, so that one's going to use Ice Storm instead.
I mean,
We'll say that's the last Ice Storm.
if it's same level, Killy, I don't even know what Ice Storm is. If it's same level, I mean, if it's a prepared spell, they could cast it, I assume.
Cone of Cold is 5th level.
Okay,
Ice Storm's 4th.
Oh, okay. That's
a 1 a day each thing that they have, so
gotcha.
I have to figure out I have to figure out who burned theirs for the daily and who hasn't.
Gotcha.
So we're going to say that that's the last Ice Storm. The one you're trying to capture has not burnt her Cone of Cold. She has burnt her Ice Storm. 20-foot radius. Right between 3 of you. Will, you automatically fail the dex save because you're unconscious and take another failure. Kurt and Tegan will need to make dex saves.
Whoa.
I'm gonna burn a luck point. Reroll that.
Go for it. Still failed.
Yep.
All right. 12 and 9. We'll send that to the back. So you both failed. Dr. Connors, you don't fail. You take half damage, which is going to be 10 for you. Tegan, you take the full 21. And that's done. So we'll roll for the muddled thoughts for those who are affected by that. One success. And 1 failure. So the one in the far back still affected by this. Top of the round, we'll make a death save. That doesn't happen to be your 3rd failure, does it?
You're muted, by the way.
You're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I had a point of inspiration, and I used that to reroll.
Attaboy. I was going to say, I think you rolled a 5 earlier, right? So that would be your 3rd failure.
Yeah,
All right,
well, if I needed it, I needed it.
Yep. All right, you burned your inspiration, so you get 1 success instead.
Okay. Hanging on by my fingernails.
Kurt.
I'll use my bonus action to move this guy down here and give you a 1d6 a heal.
Okay. Well, we get 3 hit points back.
One. All right, I'm going to attack this one down here. Then just put the circle on us. I'm going to attack.
All right.
Sorry, I was rolling. 22.
That's on which one? That one? That one.
The one in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one you just
Okay.
pinged.
That'll hit.
Cool.
Alrighty.
2 is snake.
Alrighty.
Poison damage.
The spiritual energy shoots out and will bite into her. She cries out in pain and sorrow as this magical snake bites into her.
Cool. Oh, I'm going to move out of this radius as well. Hold on.
All right.
There you go.
Okay. Isn't you up?
All right, so I'm gonna try and slide underneath this lady over here and sweep the leg.
Okay.
Try
Is that
to-
going to be a trip action?
Yeah.
All right. This will be what we'll call an opposed dexterity check then. We're not doing yours with advantage. We'll count the 17.
Yep, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I have it on because of my attacks.
Yeah, I don't mean to do mine with advantage either. Okay, you trip her. She falls prone.
All right, and then my bonus action will be bringing Thunder Strike down on top of her. I didn't mean to roll
Alright,
advantage on that either. I can get rid of that.
You would have advantage because she's prone now, so
You're right.
go ahead and roll damage. Yep. All right. She cries out in pain as you trip her down into the snow and stab her.
Stab,
Kent.
stab.
But now, never mind. Cat, you're up.
Kent is going to cast Magic Missile level 5 at the princess, hoping to
Okay.
smack her in the back of the head like 5 times in a row and hopefully knock her the fuck out.
Okay.
Hold on.
13, 23, 27, and 5 is 32. That's just enough. You knock her unconscious.
Sounds good to me.
It's exactly how many hit points she had.
Thank
Alrighty.
God for the +5.
Tuck, you're up. You see the body of this plated individual before you. His face looks an awful lot like Tegan's.
Gonna run up here and hit this one. She's still alive, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. That hits. Alrighty. You smack her across the back of the head. She turns around to face you. You follow through. 17 misses. She raises her sword and blocks your second attack. And ducks out of the way before your strike manages to land.
Okay.
Alright. Tegan, you're up. One more thing. As you attack her, she's going to shoot a blast of frost energy in your direction. I do need you to make a con save, Tuck.
Con save.
Alright. You resist any frost damage you might have done.
Alright. So, for my attack, I am going to hit her with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. That hits. Alrighty. That hits as well. Alrighty.
Misses.
That'll miss.
Alright, and then
So
go
as you shoot out the beams of energy blessed by Titania against this individual, the beams actually her eyes will go gold for a second, and the beams will actually bounce like a shield off and around her. They don't hit. They don't do any damage.
Okay. And then rolling this for my bard.
Okay.
So he gets 20 hit points, and instead of 4 temp, he gets 6.
Alrighty. Well, you get 6 temporary hit points on top of the 20 I just gave you. Bomb of the Summer Court, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Ka's up next.
Kyle will move down to attack her.
Okay. 26 will land. And she does not make the con save and takes the full damage. That one's looking really badly hurt. Mary's going to shift forward and using the blunt end of her sword is going to attempt to smack this individual. This one individual. And will miss. She'll try a second time. And that one will hit. And you watch as that particular princess is knocked unconscious.
You know how much I would have laughed if you went to hit her with the flat of her sword and she critted?
That would have knocked her head clean off.
Yeah.
Alright. Just to see if they come up or not. They don't, but they are otherwise doing okay. The one in the far back is going to stand up and is going to lay into you, isn't. She is...
Wish a bitch would.
She didn't really have a whole lot left in her arsenal. She's going to swing at you with her sword. That'll hit. 5 points of slashing.
Sure.
Top of the round. Will, you're up.
Hey, take a D6 of
Yay.
healing.
Okay. I'll do that. Jeez.
This is just to see if she gets rid of the muddied thoughts. She does. And actually, now that I think about it, the slash from that would have had the D6 applied against it, so let me roll that real quick. Okay, so you don't actually take that 13 points then. Or excuse me, you don't take the
5 slashing.
22, 20, 19, 17. Actually, you do, because it's still 17, and the attacker still wins and ties. Never mind. But she's no longer muddied. Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Will is going to fire a ray of frost. No, not afraid. That's stupid. No. He's going to pull the one of magic missiles. And which one of these 3 lovely ladies looks the least damaged?
Well, the other 2 are unconscious, so.
Oh, is that what? All right. So the one, I guess, that is attacking the thief will get 6 magic missiles.
Okay.
So that's 64 plus 6. And okay.
Alrighty. Magic missiles lay into this individual, who will then look back and fire a quick blast of frost in your direction. I need you to make a con save, Will.
Use my reaction to cast shield.
Okay, you still need to make a con save.
Can I do that to stop the attack? Will that stop the attack?
All that shield does is increase your AC by 5. It doesn't affect your
all right,
saves.
Forget it then. It's all good. Whatever.
All right. 7 points of frost damage, which I'll just subtract now, and that'll be that.
I'm gonna move a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry. No, actually, I'm not gonna move at all because that's there. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Alrighty, Kurt.
Cool. I'm going to attack the one that is up there at the top.
Okay. You're kind of at a weird. Well, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
90 feet. Yep, that'll hit.
I think it should have just been the 13.
Oh, in that case, no, that doesn't hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, and then my snake will attack to knock this girl out with non-lethal force.
Already knocked out.
Never mind. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Isn't you're up?
So are we trying not to kill these girls or what?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
I thought that's the one we were trying to save.
I
Mary-
will shout out, let's not kill any of the princesses if we can avoid it.
Alright, fine. I hit her across the face with the blunt of Mariner.
Miss.
Damn. And then I go
She
with the
raises her
offhand.
sword and blocks it. You go through with the uppercut. That hits. All right.
Can
She's-
make his, sorry, can he make his main hand his offhand his main hands?
It hits.
That's
It
up
does
to him.
less damage overall if I use the dagger as my main hand.
I know.
You just have a bigger attack bonus with the offhand.
Yeah.
All right, Kent, you're up. The last one standing looks pretty badly injured.
I'll try to do basically the same thing to that one. Let's see what I've got. And we'll do the magic missile at level 5 as well.
Okay.
That'll be mine.
Alrighty. The magic missiles shoot out, swim in and around Isn't, and this individual while they're fighting, and they knock her out. You're out of combat.
I tie them up.
You tie them up.
Well, Tegan, what's the game plan?
All right, so let's drag them together, and if you got them tied up, we can bring them back to consciousness and see if they're ready to head back to their mom. And if so, we'll put them on the magic carpet and we'll drag them back that way.
Oh.
And y'all can search the
Say, does
Ice
Big
King
Boy
over there.
have a cool ass sword that I can steal?
Maybe.
I want to pick it up. I want it.
It's a great sword.
I'm a two-handed. I don't give a fuck.
Taken.
He's a big ass great sword. I'm sorry, I take that back. He has a long sword, not a great sword.
Oh, I'm taking it then.
I would say let's leave the 2 unconscious and just take the one we need back.
Okay.
Because we're not going to be able to fit that many people on the flying carpet.
While you're discussing this, there's actually, when you look nearby, there's actually a small yellow portal that actually opens up close to one of the nearby cliff sides.
Ancient portal to Dalaran. Fuck that shit.
Old Dalaran.
Let's go take a look at your fallen doppelganger here, real quick.
Yep,
What's this sword? I need to know.
It looks like it is made out of some sort of a dark steel. If you want to get a closer look at it, I'll allow you to make an investigation check.
Fuck yeah.
And I'll let you make it with advantage if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that, and then there's another one.
It doesn't appear magical to you, but as you get a look at it, you can't help but realize it's made out of adamantium.
I'm gonna ask Kent to see if there is any magic properties to it. Let's roll over here and
I'll take a look.
ask you to inspect it.
Do I think I should be able... You think I should identify this, or, I cast identify on it.
There's no magical properties, aside from the fact that it's adamantium and it can resist magical properties.
Damn, now I'm sad. I tossed it to the bard.
So I will look at Kent. So your suggestion is to leave the other 2 princesses here bound, unconscious.
Well, I was going to say that until the magical portal opened the fuck up.
Okay.
But we weren't going to be able to fly with all of us on the carpet. And not for nothing, I don't think us walking back would be a really good idea. So
We didn't have to leave them bound here either. We could just leave them unconscious here, and then they wake up, they can stroll out.
But we can take them all back.
Mary will point at the portal and say, "I must believe that would be our return ticket."
Yeah, I agree.
Before we go look, I'd like to go up and inspect the knight and be like, "Hey, Tegan, this is a lot like you."
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
It's not quite your face. The hair is a little bit shorter and it's not braided, much like yours is, and there's the obvious stench of undeath to this individual. But the face looks an awful lot like yours.
Do I recognize the family of elf you might be from? I mean, is there...
I mean, it looks just like you.
Okay. Is there anything else on his body?
There's this dark steel plate armor that he's wearing. There's the sword, which isn't as taken.
I'm gonna go pick up the helmet.
But nothing like like some identifying anything.
There's no signet ring, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, just something like that. Okay. All right.
Can't you pick up the helmet? It has a dark sort of glow about it.
Do I sense that it's magical at all?
Make an Arcana check.
Alright. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to cast Identify on anyway.
It's hard to tell whether there's any magic to it, especially or not.
Oh, fuck it, I'm going to cast Identify on it.
Okay. Basically, it's a +1 helmet. You need to attune to it. And while you're attuned to it, you also have access to the thaumaturgy cantrip.
I hand it over to Will and say, well, maybe this will come in handy.
Can anyone use it?
What type of
I imagine.
Can anyone use it?
I imagine
type of
it's
material
heavy
is it?
armory. Heavy.
heavy?
Plate?
Then no.
It's
I was
plate
assuming-
armor.
Might be able to wear it, right?
It's technically considered heavy armor.
This is some valuable stuff. Adamantium sword, +1 plate helmet of thermaturgy.
What did the adamantium sword do? I wasn't listening.
It's just an adamantine longsword. It's not magical anyway.
All it does is, basically, if you were to attack somebody who would have resistance to magical effects, or would have resistance to non-magical effects, rather, it would be considered magical for the purposes of overriding those resistances.
Is anyone using it?
It's in the bag.
Awesome.
Do we want to take a look at
And,
his
and,
armor?
and I look at Dr. Connors and say, "You don't need another weapon."
No. No. It's fine. I don't want it.
Iron Illusion.
I don't want it right now. I have
Right now.
plans for it.
Do we want to take a look at his armor?
Yeah, why not?
Anything magical about that? Should I roll
You,
Arcana?
even a suit
No.
of plate armor
Okay.
is worth quite a bit.
It is a full suit of plate armor.
Yeah, we'll take that. It's special looking, right?
It's shaped to match an elven frame.
So what did you do? We just killed a
Is
Black
it-
Knight, took his armor, desecrated his corpse, and then stole his women.
All three of them.
All three of them.
All in a day's work for the Diamond Bears.
I say we gather the women and we go through the portal.
I agree.
After I strip the armor off of him and throw it in the bag.
I already did that, thank you.
Deal. Alright, onward.
You grab the woman, strip the armor, grab the supplies, and head through the portal. As you head through the portal, it's like blinking and waking up in the middle of a dream, Tegan. Your companions aren't around you. You look around in the dark, and as you look around, you feel this golden hue in your eyes, and you turn to see Titania sitting within a chair in the middle of this dark scene, a chair that looks to be made out of some sort of flower. And she says, "Well done, my chosen champion."
I will look at her and kind of approach and bow and kind of smile at her.
She gets up off the chair and approaches you and says, "Rise.
Okay,
The
I stand up.
The tests and challenges that have been placed before you were arduous, and you overcame them, even when confronted with a difficult choice. For that, my daughters, through their own misgivings, are brought into safety. There is an escalation happening between life and darkness. I feared for their safety. I disagree with them, but I do still love them.
I will say, I have a feeling there's some family issues that you probably need to work out with your daughters, because from talking to them throughout this, it seems like they have some trust in themselves, and they're not exactly sure your intentions are in their best interest.
As their mother, my intentions are always in their best interests.
I don't disagree with that, but I just want to say that they may feel differently.
What do you feel?
I feel that there's definitely some confrontational decree between you guys, and maybe through your daughters, you may also be able to resolve some of the issues with your sister on the other side, because it seems like
She frowns at the mention of her sister.
So I think some focus there probably would do the world good in both worlds, both the Fae and the real world.
If only it were so easy.
Nothing worthwhile is ever easy, as I've learned, but still worth the effort.
She says, "There's more truth to those words than you know, and you're about to face them soon. As the great dark war comes upon us, I will bestow upon you a gift. In the darkest moments, call upon my aid when you need it most." And she places within your hands a stone. Carved into the stone is the image of a stag deer, and the image and the stone itself almost looks like a lump of gold.
I will take the stone and bow and say, "I thank you, my lady."
Go with my blessing, Tegan.
And
This
I will bow.
scene fades. Before we move on, Tuck, as you enter through the portal, there is a blink. You find yourself surrounded in darkness. You look around and you hear your half-sister's voice behind you. She says, "We don't have a lot of time before you have to leave again. So I gotta ask you before you go, what's all this nonsense about you getting all tangled up with gods? Since when do you need any help?"
Eh. Taking advantage if I can.
They're more likely to take advantage of you.
Seems to have happened once. Won't happen again.
Don't be so sure. You kick ass, Tiny Dick, but not that much ass. And since when do you need some stupid cheat to help you get along?
I was caught between a rock and a hard place.
She groans.
Damn it.
She says, "Be careful your tiny dick don't get smushed there, tough guy. See you around. Hopefully you're not dead by the time I come back. If I come back." And she kind of just shakes her head and walks off. Fade to black. As you begin to arise, I want to point out, within the Feywild, time travels differently. Tegan, I would like you to please roll a d20 for me.
All right.
Okay? As you guys begin to open your eyes after having walked through the portal, you are once again within the Golden Fields. And Teresio, the druid who guided you to the Feywild, is nowhere to be seen. You find yourselves back in the material plane. You hear the whistling of one of the nearby abbots, who kind of looks around in your direction, and he says, "Oh, you must have had a fun day in there."
I will look at him and said, "We were only gone a day."
More or less, maybe an evening. To you guys, it's felt like several days, a week, in fact.
Sure, let's go with the day.
Well, hope you had fun. By the
It
way,
was definitely
Yeah.
interesting.
When I was conscious, it seemed kind of fun.
I need those of you who are not elves, which at last count would be Kent and Dr. Connors, to make wisdom saving throws for me, please.
Sure.
Dr. Connors, you wake up from a dream, you don't remember anything.
Okay.
memories for you, the memories are a little. For you don't remember anything. Kent, your memories of the event are a little hazy.
A little
So-
hazy, but most of it I got.
Most of it you got.
So shall we plan our next route then?
Our two options were head back to Red Larch or go to what the hell was the place? I'm going to say Mechagon because that's a new goddamn dungeon they're coming out with, but that's not
Hall-
where-
Halls of the Hunting Axe.
that's the mechanical thing.
That the Mechanus is the name of the plane. Halls of the
Oh.
Hunting Axe is where the message said the reference to it was.
Okay, fair enough. Dr. Connors.
I say we go to bed and think about it and come back next week and decide.
Oh no, I figured. I didn't think we were going any further.
It is late, so we can call it a night here one way or the other as you guys take a week to decide where it is you are heading next.
Alrighty.
That was really, really fun for me to watch you guys try to struggle with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of firepower there.
You handled it very well, I thought.
Other than making fun of a big guy.
Well, yes.
All right, have a good night, guys.
You know,
Have a good night, guys.
Pant,
Yeah.
the funny part about this is, right, is I wouldn't say I up until you came on, we've basically avoided all fucking conflict whatsoever by either RPing the shit out of it or coming up with different ways. And then you walked in the door, the guy who RPs the fucking most, and you were like, let's start some shit.
Who the fuck is
You know
that?
what?
You got wings? I'm gonna kill you.
I know it was out of character, and shame on me for that. But something about that dude just rubbed me the wrong way. Like who are you, my dad? Like just his whole attitude. I don't know. I was triggered, so I acted out. But hey, he's obviously not a good aligned
I don't think anything will beat though.
winged
Hey.
giant. You mean
Hey, are you evil? No. Alright, just had to check. Out of these evil guys.
Fair enough.
You never know until you ask, am I right?
I don't know, just killing your response to it is just the funniest fucking thing.
Are you evil?
No.
Just so you guys know, next week Will's vote is going to be wherever you guys want to go, but can we please stop by a town so I can empty the bag?
Yeah, I really need to go to town too.
Because there's just a lot in the bag right now.
All right.
We've got player equity.
Hey, I'll
one,
buy
two,
out that
three,
adamantium
four
sword
is,
from the treasury.
35, 32.
Gotcha.
And we haven't decided on the extra split yet, so we're going to have to negotiate that out maybe next week.
All right.
All right.
Did you hear me, Will?
What?
You don't need another weapon.
I